Okay. Yeah, waiting for Ed.
Unmute my mute.
I'm gonna plug in.
We're live.
I don't care.
Hey, YouTubers and friends, how you doing out there? All kinds of great people I see in the house. Well, as normal, we have Toledo Jess, Dano, and I. And it's usually open line Tuesday on this Tuesday of the month. But we are having two callers. We're going to have Klint Washburn calling, maybe, hopefully. We talked about it. And Spike Littlejohn. So don't go away. Me and my partners in crime will be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your hosts, Ed Marvin, Toledo Jess, and Dano.
Are you guys on mute? Dano?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Danoing.
Just give me a dang minute, would you?
Oh!
Jeezy Pete
Did it again.
did it again.
What can I say? That's what I do. How are you two tonight? Let's say
Oh,
hi
doing
to.
good.
We've been talking for a little bit. Let's say hi to our chat room.
Our chat. We got a chat room here. Oh, look at
I
that.
believe so. There's
Bye.
a list of Nick's YouTube handles going up. It looks like they're talking to me. But
There's a history hunter showed up tonight here for a show for
Audra, how you doing?
Yes.
And Rachel, if you are
Luke.
there.
Luke, Duke. There's
Hey, Judy.
Ronald.
Judy Ernest is in the house.
Hey,
Hi,
Judy.
Judy.
Little Pro.
Tazzy Adventures.
Bill. Ronald.
Luke Duke.
Cat Lady and the Nug is in the house
Dano's
tonight.
here.
And of course, we got Jaron out there. Jaron,
Oh, the one and only, the greatest
One and only.
moderator on the internet.
The
there's
world's
Jim.
greatest moderator. Hey, we can't forget B&M Outdoor
There's Spike.
Pursuits.
I see
Spike.
Welcome. Spike
Spike.
Littlejohn's in the house. Like I said,
Jim.
he'll be coming as soon as I click the send button on the link
And,
to him.
and the one and only Bob Dip.
Now,
look,
let me
look,
look
Look at that. Dennis
Dennis
Tate.
Dayton.
He says, I am not here.
Good.
I don't believe it. I hope he had a great trip to Idaho. Found lots of gold. Looks like he has a pretty good patron appreciation drawing coming up soon.
Yep.
Our buddy Ert Radio, Ronald.
Ronald, how's he? I hope he's doing better this week.
You're doing better, Ron.
Yes.
Yes,
It was good gold.
It was nice gold.
Luke Duke, brother, how are
Hey, Luke.
you? Ron Shaw, Brad from Tazzy Adventures. Hi, Brad. Hi to the family. Hi, Sarah.
I saw Busted Knuckles in here, didn't I?
Yep, he was in there.
Hmm?
Oh, Sean was in here. Welcome, Busted.
Mr. Villa is in the house.
What you told me?
David Villa. And our good
Yes,
friend,
eat beans.
the one we brought to the dark side, our friend Jim at Video Calling Show.
So,
I want to
did-
get
did we
Tazzy
get
on
everybody?
sometime. Maybe,
did we get everybody?
I don't know. Maybe not. I think
Cat,
so.
toy lady.
Bob
Hello.
Dip.
I said hi. I said hi to the one and only
Chef
Bob.
Barry,
Dip.
but he's working. The chef's working.
Oh, Chef Barry, he was
Well,
here.
he was.
Did we hit our old buddy Patrick Moore? Did we say hi to Patrick?
Patrick
I don't
Moore
know.
is in the house too.
Pat Mule Moore.
Yeah.
Yanny Mountain Trading, how you doing tonight?
How you doing, Chris?
Glad you were able to stop by to say hi.
Definitely.
We got love for you, Chef Barry. He said no
Is
love.
that- Yeti, is that the proper spelling for that word? Hi?
Our buddy Jeff from GoPro Unlimited. Excellent.
Yep.
Looks
Oh,
like a
thanks.
good crowd tonight.
Thanks, Dennis.
Well, I'm gonna send.
Don't sit too close to the fire, brother.
I'm gonna send a couple links out, and
What's up,
I
Chris?
know Spike Littlejohn got it. I'm not sure if Klint Washburn is done doing what he has to do.
Well, I don't know. Well, let me tell you about my bathroom rebuild a little bit while we're waiting. You know, my house is over 100 years old, right?
Right.
And the bathroom, this addition, it was an addition done probably 50, 60 years ago. So I opened it up to put insulation in the walls because there was none. And, you know, so I do that. And then my wife decides, you know what, we're already this far, let's do it. Let's do the whole thing. Yeah, Dennis, it's as old as me. I think I did the blueprints for it. No, but I opened up these walls, dude. You talk about scab work. There wasn't every single piece of wood, every piece of drywall was scrap. The drywall looked like it had been cut in off an end of something. I don't know, but all the pieces of drywall were like a foot by 2 foot long, or 3 foot long, or 1 by 1s, and they were all just puzzled into the wall and then covered with another layer, puzzled in over it, and then covered again. So by the time I get through there and I get to the frame, the wood frame, fortunately it's not a support wall, but every piece of wood in there is a piece of scrap wood that was just scabbed together. So I'm trying to put a brand new tub in this bathroom that has no square corners. So you know how that goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And of course, my knee's killing me right now. I don't know what's going on with it. I must have tore a ligament or something. I'm not sure. I didn't go to doctor school, so I don't know. But after this weekend, I'm gonna go have it checked out. I might be a backyard miner this year, depending on what happens with my knee.
Judy wants to know if you found any hidden treasures in your remodeling.
Actually, I did. I found an old pair of an old pair of scissors that I picked up and I dropped them. And when I dropped them, they broke. They just broke. A spoon, a marble, and what else? Oh yeah, some like 1950s porn magazine underneath the tub and a dirty book.
Some old Playboy.
No, it wasn't even a Playboy. I don't even think Playboy was around back then.
Jugs or something.
I don't even remember.
Apple.
My grandson, but hey, there's a magazine down here. I go, oh yeah, what is it? He opens it up. He goes, it's porn. Okay.
I found a wall stump full of change one time in a bathroom. Remember the old mirrors? You put your razor blades down the back. They had the holes out into the stud.
Right.
I was ripping a bathroom out for a guy I worked for, and probably, I don't know, 3 foot up the wall was nothing but change and razor blades. How about crap? 5-gallon bucket full.
I don't think we caught. Did you catch Dwight Wooden or Wooten?
I seen him in here.
Hello, Dwight and Matt from GP Prospecting or PG Prospecting. Also Brandon, welcome. That looks.
Oh,
has Brandon Curry been in before? That name don't look familiar. Maybe.
Hi, Dwight.
Maybe. Might.
Well, I'm on Top Chat, not Live Chat. Oh,
well, let me bring in Spike Littlejohn. He's
all right,
been waiting in the green
Spike
room.
In here. I still got a picture of him on my phone. You guys at the Gold Show.
Yeah. There he is, right there. The man, the myth, the legend.
I almost see him.
I see him.
I don't know, Bill. I didn't look at it. My grandson just threw it in the garbage as soon as he looked at it. Threw it in the bag.
Look at it. Greta Garbo.
Could have been. It was an old magazine. It's been there for a long time.
Hey, welcome, Addicted to Bedrock.
John Wolf, how you doing?
John Wolf.
Hey, Spike, how's it going?
Hope the wife and you are doing well, John.
I can't hear him, Ed.
Muted.
Oh, muted. Yeah, I had to unmute him.
Now try it.
Sorry. I forgot to unmute you. Oh!
Let's try this again. How's it going, Spike?
I am good. How's
Good.
everybody?
I hear you now. There you go. Put him up front,
Can
Ed.
you see me in that thing?
Oh, yeah, we see you.
Okay. Poor fellas, I'm sorry.
Ooh, that's getting pretty gray up there, isn't it?
Oh, there I am.
There you are.
Trying
You
to clear
wanna-
up my
you want-
trying to clear my computer up with all these screens on it there.
Yeah, you want
How's
to
everybody doing today?
you want to be looking at the Zoom interface.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, okay.
pay
that one.
attention
Okay, I'm
to
here.
the Zoom.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay, that's good.
Listen to the Zoom. Pay attention to the Zoom.
That's right, Bob. It's Ed's fault again.
That's right. Ask any of
Having
my minor friends' wives. It's my fault.
So what's Spike been up to?
Well, I just turned off the air conditioner so I could hear you guys. How about that?
Okay, that would help.
Yeah, that helps a lot. I can hear you now. So I've been busy, guys, making
Yeah.
stuff about hard as I can go. Today's project was water table, and we got it
cool.
working and running, and it done its first batch of dirt just a few minutes ago. I just run. As a matter of fact, I finished, and that's why I was late coming in. So
Like a Martin table or a Miller
Uh,
table, or is
a
it?
little bit like that. Let me see if I can get y'all around here. Y'all know me and my buckets.
Yep.
You see this little bottle right here?
Yeah.
Got all my gold in it.
Mm-hmm.
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 I got to check the bucket and see if I lost anything, but it's just the first run. It's real rough. It's just sitting there, not even mounted yet. So it was just a test to see how the plastic was going to grab on them real fine pieces of gold. So yeah,
So
something every day, guys. We don't stop.
Okay, well, let me give you my address, so when you go ahead to send one, you send it to me and I'll test it for you.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Actually,
I've been working on a lot of things. I just finished my new thermoforming machine about 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. So I got a new 4 foot by 4 foot thermoforming machine now.
Yeah, Ed was telling me you just gotta
Yeah, and
build it or bought one.
no, I didn't have $14,000, so I built
Okay,
it myself.
you built
Okay,
it. Okay,
So,
yeah.
it was
You built it.
14,000 for the one I wanted, and then shipping to get it here from California, and that was just not going to happen, you know.
Right.
So let me get that light out of y'all's eyes. I'm sorry. Now on the table behind me, y'all see what's going on here. That's my new CNC machine that I'm building to cut molds with. So you see my router back in the back corner back there.
Right.
Yeah, all the parts for that are coming in. The rest of them will be in the next 2 days. My motors, my controller, everything I need to get that thing running so I can start cutting molds with it. We're gonna try to do the molds out of solid wood. That way, a piece of hardwood. And the epoxy ones are good, but they're so darn expensive to make. And I got more ideas than I got money to make molds. So yeah, it's easier for me to program it in the computer and do what I want to do, if you know what I mean. So it
Gotcha.
makes it a better way. So
I hear that.
anyway, yeah, that's kind of the stuff we've been working on. Let me see, spin y'all around. Let me show you here. I don't know if y'all seen this yet or not, but can y'all see that?
I still see you. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You see the sluice now?
Yeah, okay.
Y'all see the sluice in there?
Kind of, it's off to my left a little bit. There you go. A little more. There you go.
Now I'm gonna pivot a little bit so y'all can see what I'm working with there. Look at this.
Uh-huh.
But that's Spike's coming up in the technology world, guys.
Uh-oh.
Look at that.
We're all in trouble now.
I'd say so. Look at that.
I've been.
Hey, now, if I can learn how to operate that CAD program, I'm gonna be doing really good here, guys. I'm
I
telling
love
you.
CAD.
Well, I'm a learning. I got a lot of learning to do too. I'll have to tell you that. It's a big learning curve when you've done other things your whole life. I mean, I've been a plumber,
Right.
electrician, HVAC guy, and a gold prospector.
Right.
And I get on Facebook. That doesn't qualify me as a computer guy.
No, right. Does it? Oh, damn. Yeah, I took.
Just to be real honest. So
Yeah,
I put that light in your eyes again. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I've just been staying busy. Dale Bagwell's helping me in the shop a lot now. He comes over a lot of days, and we work around here and build stuff and do the things we need to do. And yeah, sorry about the hair, guys. It's just what it is. Always will be.
Hey, it
yeah,
is what it
I just
is.
wanted to drop in and say hello to everybody, and since it was open mic and see
Heck
how
yeah.
it tried out my new machine.
Yeah,
I guess,
I have it on my gold cube right now outside.
Well, you told me that you run the Dream Mat, I guess, and it might be a little low on water for your Dream Mat.
Well, I have the pump I got with my Mini Max. I'm gonna put on it, but I also have two 1100 pumps together that I used it when I used the header I made for the Gold Cube. So I might put that on. That'd give it twice the volume. So and plus add a
Okay.
couple extra holes to the spray bar.
Right. I can tell you this, my box will probably handle those two pumps without any problem, Ed. You know, the supercharger, when you put it on top, it's going to take those two boxes and that 2,200 gallons without any problem at all. But it may be a little bit much for your cube. So that'll need what you check on. Like I told you today, drill you a couple extra holes and add a little water for that mat, and I think it'll be fine. And when you put the supercharger on, what you end up with is when the 1100 pump comes in the cube, it comes in a 3/4 fitting, and that's schedule 80. So it's got just a real small little opening,
Right.
where the water comes in the back of the cube. And we make the whole spray bar full 1 inch. So we open that up some and get rid of some of that restriction. So the only restriction you have is in that spray bar where it's drilled. So punch you a couple of holes, Ed, and it'll be fine. I didn't know about Dream Mat. I've been working with regular Gold Cube mat. So.
Well, right now I think I'm running like a 1100 gallons per hour pump in it right now. So
yeah, that's what I set it up for, was the pump that come with the cube, so you could just set it on top and hook it to it. So how's everybody else doing? Y'all been all out digging ditches, digging for dirt?
Playing in the creek on hot days and keep them cool.
yeah. Trying to spot.
I've been struggling with a bum knee right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I went through a bout of the gout. That was real. I don't know fun. I'll tell you that.
I think I might have tore a ligament or strained a muscle or something. I don't know in my knee. I don't know.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's something I get for my 69th birthday, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we all get old. I found that part out a long time ago. But yeah, it just keeps on. Hey, it's better than the alternative, though. You got to admit that.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah. So you got any? So once you start doing that, are you going to be upping your production, or what are you going to be doing?
Well, I've got my machines to where I can run. I can put out a lot more parts than I could in the past with this big new machine sitting over here. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. There she sits. If I can figure out which way to turn the phone. There it is. See?
Yeah.
There's the new machine. It's got a mold inside, and there's 3 water table molds inside of it right now. I made 3 last night on 3 different molds so I could test different textures and things that I've been working with. So, yeah. If it comes out of here, I can guarantee you one thing. It's been run till the dirt got round. It's been run so many times through it to check it. Lost anything. So, I might run it in the shop a lot. I'll take it to the creek too. But, the sluices, these new sluices I just put out, the over and unders, I've took them things to the creek, put a tub under the end of them and run them, and we just don't get anything in the tub. So
our buddy Prospector Josh come in. He says, "Sweet, I've been looking for a gout chat room."
Only Josh.
Only Josh.
Yeah. We get all those kinds. I know how they are. I deal with a lot of them on a regular basis. Y'all know that.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we love
I'm not going to take up a lot of y'all's time tonight. I'm going to get out of your way, Ed, because I know you don't need me hanging around here for long. So I just wanted to come in and say hello and let y'all know what was kind of going on around the place here.
Like I said,
I want y'all to all remember one thing. This is something that I've thought about in the last week or so here a lot. And, people in the prospecting community all treat each other good.
Right.
If you say you're going to do something, do what you say.
That's right.
All that goes a long way and helps out a lot. And you know, us on this end, we try our best to give y'all guys, help y'all guys, especially the YouTuber guys. I mean, if I don't get product out, nobody sees it. So I want y'all to have it and get it out there. But, you know, help me out and do the videos when you get it, and help me out doing all that. And I'll keep putting it out for you.
Well, there'll
But,
be
you know, that's
some
just one of the
coming.
things that's kind of bothered me lately. And I guess the other thing I wanted to let everybody know is Spike's that guy that if you got time and you interested and you looking at my equipment, hey, call me, send me a message, and I'll talk to you. I ain't going to avoid you. I ain't going to have some little flunky answer the phone and talk to you. You're going to get to talk to me, and I'm going to tell you, first of all, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions because I want to know what you're wanting to do so I can give you what you need to do that.
Right.
So I'm that guy that till I get real big, which I hope I never get that big because I just want to always be the guy that you can call and ask when you got a question. And if you want to talk about something or how to fix something or how to whatever, because I'm pretty handy and I'll figure it out. If I don't know, I'll find somebody that does. So
You got it.
but anyway, that's just a couple things I've been thinking about lately. And, you know, it's,
Everybody's agreeing with you in the chat room too.
Yeah,
well, I appreciate
that's
that. I
right.
can't, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm trying to keep over here looking at you guys. So I don't really see what the chat's doing there, you know, so
Right.
there's two places here trying to divide my attention. And that
it helps, like with
and
me.
then the wife just come in and pointed at me, and I think she's got dinner ready. So that means it's really time for me.
No.
All right.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to get out of your way. Ed, thank you so much for having the show and letting me come in to see you.
You're more than welcome, Spike.
Anytime, Spike.
Have a good evening.
I try to get in more often, but a lot of nights I'm out here working, and I just zips right by me. So,
I can
yeah,
understand.
anybody needs anything, call. I'm the guy that'll answer the phone, you know, and we'll talk it out and fix it and figure out what you want.
And that's what we're here for. We're here for everybody to connect with each other and you know, let everybody talk and let everybody meet and let everybody know who you are and stuff. So yeah, anytime.
Well,
anytime,
like
hey,
I've been
anytime you
doing
wanna
this since
call
I was
in,
9 years old. And the biggest thing I learned is share it with everybody you can, from the little ones to the big ones, and treat them all the same, and you're going to be happy. So,
that's
you
right.
know, like I say, guys, thank you a lot for having the community, for being strong, you know, and doing what you do. And I appreciate you all. I really do.
We appreciate you too, Spike.
Okay.
Definitely.
Anybody needs anything, give me a ringer. I'll be there to answer for you, buddy.
Throw your phone number up there, Spike. I think you got it right.
864-905-4408.
There you go. All
Hey,
right.
and I'll put it on the screen. I don't care. I use it all the time. If I don't want to answer it, I won't. You know, if I know who it is. Some of them I won't answer if I know who it is. Y'all know who that goes. But yeah, there's a couple I'd like to call me. One of them owes me money. I'd really like for him to call me. So anyway, I'll be good.
All
We'll
right.
talk another time, and I'm gonna get out of the way and let somebody else get in here.
All right.
Spike.
Talk to you later,
Dirty.
Spike.
If it gets dirty, what you gonna do? Let it dry and dust it off.
Yeah.
Later.
How do I get out of here?
There you
Hang
go.
up.
Oh my goodness. It's hard to get worded edgewise with that, man.
I'm telling you, we know a lot of people. Hey, hi, Mickey. We know a lot of people like that. I'm one of them.
Hi, Vicky. Yeah.
Oh, you're the other one.
Yeah. Dano sometimes.
Not so much
too.
Dano.
No, but sometimes.
Only when I'm out on the river.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I have his cube hopper now, whatever he calls it. Let me get the proper name for that.
That's right, Mike. Or no, B&M Outdoor Pursuit. You already see what it is. That's Mike can talk a glass eye to sleep. Don't get me started.
There it is.
That's a good question, Jaron. Dennis Dayton. If he calls in, will we answer?
Flip a coin.
I haven't.
Put the busy signal on.
Just hit the button that takes him straight to message. This
I
is
was
flash in
ho-
your pan. Please leave a message.
I hope. Wonder when. I'm sure Klint will get on when he can. Let me see. What's he's calling this thing I just got in the mail?
Bring that Dallas Dayton in here.
I'm not
See what he-
seeing it.
Not sure what the jab it is, Mike. I haven't seen it at all yet.
Concentrators.
Mike says, "Has anyone used the jab it?
The jab it.
Is that a sharp point instrument that you jab it?"
Do you go hunting for jabbits?
Yep, silly jab it.
Tricks are for kids.
Oh, there's Retro Radical. Welcome, dude.
That's my youngest.
He wants to know how to call in with a quick question.
And Luke even says jab it with question marks.
We can do that.
Placer Chaser, what's up, dude?
I need to learn millennial. I can't even say it. Minimalism.
Living with little.
Yeah, right. Minimalism was lugging 1,500 pounds of what?
I don't know.
Crap. I threw the cat tree out. Okay. Did you keep the cat? Put the link up there for Dennis.
I did put it out there.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I put it out there. It's not, it's Zoom, Dennis. It's not Skype. So, Skype won't allow me to bring no one into the call.
Remember, when I was a little kid, there was a show on Channel 16 called Zoom.
What?
It was a kid's show.
There's a place on the window, Dennis, where you could use your browser to come in. So it's easy. You just click use browser.
Red, pay attention, Dennis.
I'm pretty sure he knows how to use Zoom.
They use Skype.
I know, but no, you don't have to download the software, right?
No, you can do it from your browser.
All right. Just
There's a link in there when that window pops up. There's a little link where you
just click on the invite.
you could say go in by your browser. Jim, hey Jim, video calling show. Please explain it.
Come in, Jim.
He does it so well. That's right, Luke Duke. I'll be PA for life. Metal, Vicky's campers like packed full. It looks like. Okay, let's see who this is. Is it the Dennis Dayton?
Unmute him, or he's got to unmute himself on the two.
No, I gotta unmute him.
I believe I've unmuted myself.
You're unmuted.
All right, so here's my quick question for the crew.
Okay.
Let's say someone stumbles upon your channel and he's like, I'm some filthy rich affluent kid who's never been outside and I want to see the best prospecting in the world. He throws down, he's rich, he probably has a check. He writes up a check for like $3 million and he's like, take me to the most exotic prospecting location in the world. Where do you go?
I'm going to shoot him to the moon.
Australia.
Australia.
Okay, on Earth or anywhere?
Yeah.
I would hope on Earth.
Okay, on Earth.
Probably
Helicopter in there. That opens a whole wide range if you get helicopter.
Victoria, Australia.
Yeah, Australia, I think would be good.
Camp Glorious Prospector, Josh says.
Camp Glorious. Yeah. Dennis, we'll be getting to you. I'm on the phone with my
Right, with a
son
metal detector, with
right
a really
now.
good metal detector.
everybody. Say hi to Ian Retro Radical. How you doing,
Hey,
bud?
everybody.
Hi, Ian.
I'm doing good. I just figured out how to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, like I was talking earlier. So if you're really keen on watching stoned people play video games, check me out. But other than that, same stuff, different day. It's awfully hot out.
I played too many video games when you were a baby, buddy.
I gotta play them when you're older. It keeps the brain fresh, Dad.
Oh.
You can dust the old brain off, but it's still an old brain.
All right, guys. Well, general consensus is Australia would be the place to go.
Yeah, when we going? You taking us?
Let's find a millionaire.
Oh, I thought you were asking for yourself. Damn.
Trust me,
packed, dude.
When the situation comes up, trust me, you'll be the first people I call.
When he becomes that great author.
Yeah, when that day comes, when I'm a filthy rich off something dumb, I'll take us all to Australia.
There you go, son. I'm gonna hold you to it. Don't wait till I'm in a wheelchair, boy.
Dude, I can wheel you up there. I'm pretty sure.
I'll push him.
Yeah, technology's advancing. They'll have wheelchairs.
You'll have to push Jesse and I in our wheelchairs, buddy.
Right.
There's two things you gotta do before I'm in my wheelchair.
Does one of them box you?
Yeah, either kick my ass or take me to Australia.
Oh, is it a change of pace now? Oh man, up until now, you'd always said you'd kick my ass. Is 28 the age?
I said, don't wait till I'm in the wheelchair trying to kick my ass. I don't care.
I don't know. I think you'd still beat the shit out of me in a wheelchair. I feel like you definitely know a dude's weak spots. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that, Dad. I'm gonna let you get all the questions from the real prospectors who want to know real things. And I love you, Dad. Have a radical night, everybody.
Too,
and I hope you all find a flash in your pan.
Yeah, there
nice
you go.
meeting you.
Take it easy, brother.
The son after my own heart, my favorite youngest.
Your own heart, your
hey,
wallet.
J3B. No, it's good thing about being poor. When your kids call you, am I right, Ian? Am I right? It's like, sorry, honey, I'd love to help you, but I'm poor. I'm poor.
The wheels wonder.
Oh, pardon me. Hey, let me get you off mute, Dennis. How you doing?
Dennis Dayton, the one and only. Would you look at that?
Would you look at it? Just look at it.
Look at it.
Nice camo hat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How's Dennis Dayton doing?
Doing pretty good. Finally got everything pretty much unpacked yesterday. And
Papa, what are you doing in front of the TV again?
it was really fun. The trip was awesome. Man, just the whole experience, was. We didn't get our dredge permits this year.
Right.
We got to do some high banking. We had dryland dredge nozzles that we used. This was our first time ever doing this, so we learned our lesson. We know what to do next year to get our permits, our dredge permits. One of the things that we found out on our middle claim where we camped is we actually have there's an adit up there. So there used to be a hard rock mine in there. So we're kind of excited about it. We brought back some rocks, some samples.
That's on your claim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we brought back some samples, and I've got we're gonna get them crushed and checked out, and
right.
Maybe try to find a geologist or something, or somewhere we can send some of this rock off to have it sampled, have it assayed.
Send it to Swiftwater. Swifty knows an ass there. She was on the show.
We never did see him that much. A couple times. He's like Sasquatch, Bigfoot. You never could find him. So he missed out on an opportunity to prospect and find some gold, and we did. It was really nice. We had Doc Rose was there, Andrew Abbott, Mike McDade. See, Mike from Texas. Doc Rose, he's from Wisconsin. Andrew Abbott, he's there out of Ohio. He's only about an hour away from me where he lives. Of course, you know, Dave Brown, the one that went in half with me on the claims, was there, and my buddy Raymond, he helped us drive. And
Right. I saw the pictures.
Dave Peterson, he showed up at the claims, him and his wife and his 2 kids, you know, the maker of the Dream Mat.
Right.
And it was really cool. You know, she was there. She loves to fish, and she got her license and was fishing right under the bridge right at camp. And man, was catching some nice rainbow trout.
Well, I heard you talking about that Sunday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but you know, it was a good experience. You know, it was. I think I lost a little bit of weight while I was there.
Oh no!
Burned a lot of calories. You know, getting there and.
Can't imagine a skinny Dennis.
That'd be like you without a beard, Dennis.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
it took me 52 years to get this.
That physique of yours.
Yeah, I'm sure. A lot of hard work.
Dennis, you're in shape. You're round. That's a shape.
I'm just a shape. It
That's
is.
a shape.
My favorite color is clear.
So now that you went up there for the first time and learned a bunch of lessons, you know, like about getting your permits and
He's
stuff.
been in Idaho
What about
before.
anything there surprise you?
You've been to Idaho before, though.
Yeah, I was 4 years ago. I was with Rumble on the River with Amra.
Right.
We was on the Paydirt River, and that was 4 years ago. So that was way down south. We were way up north. I can tell you this much: at night it got down in the 40s. The couple of nights it got down around like 41 degrees. So it gets cold.
That probably feels really cold after being in that heat all day.
It is, and you get up in the morning, and where we're at, when the sun, I tell you what, you've got your sweatshirt on, and as soon as that sun peeks over the trees, you immediately have to take your sweatshirts off. It goes from being cold to hot. I mean, just like, it's not a gradual, it's immediately.
Where you're at? Are you out in the desert?
No.
No. What?
No, it's in mountains, and it's just beautiful country.
Yeah.
And we left a day early because we wanted to do a little sightseeing. So we stopped.
Right.
First place we stopped was Devil's Tower, and we ate there. You know, got to see the mountain.
Nice.
Which was really cool. And then from there we went to Sturgis, and you know that's you know they have the bike week there every year. It's the second week of August.
Right.
But still, they had a lot of bikes there, and you know shops were already set up, and
Did you go to Deadwood?
No, we didn't go. We didn't make it to Deadwood. I figured we're gonna drive one more time next year. We still got some things to take there since we got a storage unit. So after next year, that's what on my bucket list to stop by Deadwood, and then I've got a map. And there's one of the Badlands.
Right.
Stop there, and then after that, we're gonna have everything stored, and we're just gonna fly in because I mean it's a 30-hour drive, you know. So you waste. If you have 2 weeks vacation, you just wasted 4 days total of driving. 2 days to get there, 2 days to get back. But our final stop was at Mount Rushmore, and that was really awesome. So
the Crazy Horse Monument's really cool too.
You'll have to remind me. I don't have a pin, Andy, but if that's something else to look at next year, I'll definitely want to go see it.
Yeah, and I believe it's close by. It's not too far.
Yeah,
from there,
it's not far from Rushmore.
Huh.
And that area.
Right.
So.
But it was a really good experience. I got you talk about some hard stuff to pan, guys. Let me tell you what, the black sands in Idaho is still some of the hardest stuff there is to pan.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows me knows, I mean, I can pan. I hate panning. I hate it with a passion. Because I did so much of it when I first started out, you know.
Well, you always got to do a lot of it.
You do, but, you know, I just pan it up to where I see gold in it. I'm done.
That's what I do that's what I do out on the creek. I
give it away to someone else anyway. I mean, I let them fine tune it down and let me know how much is in there because I don't like to pan. So, but yeah, it was definitely worth getting those claims.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad.
So.
And next year when you go, you'll be a little more prepared. And
Oh yeah. We'll definitely be prepared. We'll definitely have our dredge permits. Because we did a lot of sampling, and just everywhere we sampled, I mean, every pan had 30 plus colors in it, and I'm not talking fly poop. I'm talking some nice stuff.
so
Nice
the
salt
gold,
and pepper stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So-
It's just like here in Indiana, Ohio. I mean, it's not like the gold's any bigger than it is
Right.
here, but boy, when you get on a dredge and you get the right spot, you're finding a lot more.
Right.
oh, okay. So it's basically you're still finding the same type of gold there that you find at home.
Looks identical to the gold here.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I guess that was kind of a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, I kind of thought at first, it was going to be a lot bigger gold,
Right.
but you could see on a lot of those on the South Fork Clearwater River, there was a lot of places along that river where they used to years and years ago, 100 years ago, they were using the old bucket line dredges, and you can see the old tailing piles. And you got to remember, and I kind of got taught a little history while I was there, that even back then they didn't go after the small stuff; they just went after the stuff that they could literally pick up.
Right. Right. Well, they were because their classifiers on those things were what, inch?
Yeah, they were. So you got to understand that, they say, what is it? 90% of the gold is fine gold that's still on this earth. Well, they didn't get the 90%. They got the 10%. They got the big stuff.
Right. That's what they
Right.
were going for.
And I tell you what, though, if I had some of those piles on my claims, I'd have to go through. You're not allowed to touch them. You're
No.
absolutely not allowed to touch the mine piles. They say something about, well, they can try to control everything. Gonna put mercury back into the waters or whatever their excuses were. But if I had them on mine, I would go through them, because I guarantee you there is a ton of gold in them tailing piles.
Yeah, and that's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. On those bucket line dredges, they didn't use mercury, did they?
Oh,
No.
Right. I think so. Mostly mercury was mostly used like at the mills and stuff, wasn't it?
Oh, well, the Chinese and some of the sourdoughs would put it in their sluices
Oh, okay.
in some drop riffles. And like at a stamp mill, it's on a slick plate. And your slurry goes over the slick plate, which has mercury. It's a copper slick plate with mercury on it. And goes over, and then they scrape it off and retort it and stuff. The Chinese and some would actually have like a trough of it in a long tom or a sluice system, and your fines would your material would go through it, and your gold and fines would go into the mercury causing the amalgam and blah 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 blah. And that's but mercury's a natural goddamn beep, beep, beep. It's a natural substance. Anywhere you have cinnabar, you're gonna have natural occurrences of mercury. It's just like frickin' cyanide. These frickin' tree-hugging environmental Nazis.
Calm down.
Easy, buddy. Easy.
Touchy subject.
Yeah, if I didn't have the picture of us up there, you guys be seeing steam coming out of my ears.
But we never got harassed or anything like, they claim,
Right.
you're gonna have, environmentalists bug you in the BLM and the Forest Service.
Right.
There was no one harassed at all.
No.
They just come up, check, and make sure we got our plan of operation. We showed them where he was at, and that was it. And then when we got done, we reclaimed the area, and I mean we reclaimed it 100%. You can't.
Did you get some video of that?
Oh my gosh.
Well, good.
I've got over 2 hours of video. So I'm going to try to break it up into 3 or 4 videos. So I got.
That's it.
At least I got to piece that. I mean, it's kind of hard whenever you go on vacation and you're prospecting and you don't have your camera guy with you.
The camera guy. Ooh, that's right. We're not the great Dennis Dayton. We are our camera guy.
Yeah.
I still shoot my camera on a lot of stuff. But it was mainly, of course, in my videos. I get poked at. Oh, how come I'm always seeing everyone else working? You know, and so finally, I had Dave shoot it a couple times. Say, hey, grab my camera and shoot this video so people can actually see that I actually get in the hole and work. Because I mean, most of the time it's just me videoing. You know.
See, I knew that was staged. I knew that was staged.
It was staged.
Oh man, you're as reality as Gold Rush. You know we love you, Dennis. What's on the show tomorrow night?
I'm not sure. I think it's just gonna be just basically a BS session, you know.
Okay.
But
Well,
I tell you what, Sunday will be a really good show because we've got David Hembree is going to be on as our guest. He's the one that I got him on as our guest for Sunday, and he's actually what do they call it? They have mining districts up there.
mm-hmm.
He's over our mining district. He's like the politician for us. He actually has, you know, hard rock mines. He's the one I actually got the claims from. And he has, and I tell you what, guys, if anyone else is looking for any more claims, I think he's only got 3 or 4 more for sale because he's getting more bigger and better equipment for his hard rock mines.
Right.
These are worth getting, guys. I'm telling you, there's good gold. We're in some of the best area on the South Fork Clearwater River. So he'll be on the show Sunday. He is actually, what I found out when I was there too is the mining in the mining districts, whoever's over the mining districts, he's like the politician. He's actually over the BLM and the Forest Service, and you know they're kind of underneath him. So
Right.
and I didn't realize that. So it's kind of nice to have someone on your side, you know, that's
HD Shovelhead wants to know, Dennis, are the Biffles still gonna call in or get in on it? Will they have Wi-Fi in Alaska
No, I
at
doubt
their
it.
camp? I doubt it.
I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make it on or not. I don't think they'll be able to know until they get there.
They're in Alaska already. I doubt if they have it at their camp.
I was live from California.
Well, California's a little different than AK. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they have Wi-Fi there or not. So.
I
hope they get into some good gold there.
Oh, I hope they do. We have another caller waiting in our green room, Dennis.
Yeah, get up here anyway, guys. I just wanted to jump in and kind of give just a short, you know, what happened and tell everyone to you know, let everyone know. Tune in this coming Sunday. It's going to be a really good show with David Hembree. You won't want to miss that show on Sunday.
All right. Thank you very much, Dennis, for calling. It's always a pleasure.
Hang on. Where is that show going to be at?
That's right.
Radio.com, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And you could also catch the live chat where?
On Prospectors Radio. Or go prospectorspace.com.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll get up here and let the other guy on. I'm going to jump back in the chat room, guys.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Dennis. Peace.
All right, bye.
Oh, look, that was Dennis's iPhone.
Yeah.
Richard Weber.
How you doing, Richard? Let me bring you up front and center.
He's on mute too.
Yeah, no, he's not on mute.
Let me bring you up.
But can you mute your YouTube?
Turn your show volume down.
Hello.
Hello. You have headphones, hopefully?
Can you mute the YouTube?
Turn the watching down. That's all you gotta do.
Mute YouTube.
Yep, mute YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. Right on the video portion on the bottom there's if you.
All right. How about that?
Much better.
There you go.
Let's see. And no echo?
No echo.
No echo?
Excellent, excellent, Richard. So what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys? I just wanted to get in here and say hi. I've never been on your awesome program, and just wanted to wave a hand and say hello to the fellow prospectors out there.
Glad
Excellent.
to have you.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in Southern Oregon.
Nice, nice. Josephine?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Josephine
State of
County.
Jefferson?
Hey, yeah, I wish.
I hear you, brother. Applegate area or Rogue?
You're a smart man.
I'm from the West Coast, my friend. So
All right.
I have
Yeah, I've
found
got
some
4 different
decent gold
claims,
around Gold Hill.
Kind of out and about. I've got
Oh,
pretty
well.
much a claim, I think, in about the hot spots.
Well, that's a good place to have them.
Your own
Yeah.
little No Tell 'em Creek. We definitely understand.
Yeah.
Hey, hello. We just got somebody. Hello, Adam. Adam just popped in.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Adam.
We like to say hi to our chat room.
And Josh is lurking. He just jumped in there again. He's lurking in the wings here.
So, since I had a little rant earlier, and you're in Oregon, so what's it like under the Nazi thumb there with no dredging now?
Well, I mean, we're not completely shut down. We just can't dredge in what they call ESH, which is Essential Salmon Habitat.
Which is almost every little stream and river out there,
It's
much
many of
like
them, but I'm
Western
still
Washington.
dredging.
Well, hey, I have to agree with our friend Pirate Dredger for one thing. I tell you, my brothers and sisters that dredge in Cali, if I was there, I'd find one way to be an outlaw or something. Screw it.
Yeah, I mean, we're following
Not that
rules.
we encourage that, mind you.
No.
No.
If
Not that we would encourage that at all.
please read the disclaimer in the description below.
But no, we've been hammering on it every weekend. I got some stuff going on. Finally, found some virgin material. That nice red orange dark pack God's concrete stuff. So
Nice.
we got to get one big rock out of our way,
Like
and
the
then
good stuff on the road.
hopefully we can find some good gold.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, with gold going up the way it is, and continuing to slowly climb up.
Yeah, I mean we're finding some. We've had days kind of like so.
Liking that.
So I mean it's nothing banner, but the gold's getting better, so that's a good sign. When it's getting better, you keep going, and hopefully you find a nice pocket.
Keep going till it peters out.
That's it, and then we'll bounce somewhere else, tear it up, find some more.
Yep.
That's right, David. The orange juice.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I love it. I get so excited. I start yelling at my mask when I see it. Nobody can hear me but me, but it's like, oh yeah.
I bet that's
Give me
funny.
a pressure washer.
Yeah, buddy.
So let me ask you that. Do you use a pressure washer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I normally, if I'm just in so-so material, I've got a garden hose coming off my pump, with a nozzle, and that breaks it up pretty good. But when it gets that packed, I'm not much of a slow dredger, especially now after whitewater. I kind of on the gas, so when we get into that kind of material, I want to chew it up. Get the pressure washer, start busting it apart, and the more material I can send up that nozzle, the more gold you find, hopefully.
That's the idea, right? Get that gold.
That's the plan. Yeah, I'm not much of a play around dredger, and I want to see every little piece going up the nozzle. I kind of rip and tear.
There's time for looking at the sluice box and all the shiny then.
Yeah, I'll play with gold when it's in the pan or in the sluice, but
or in the vial.
I want to tear it up.
I like playing when it's in the vial.
Yeah. Me personally, I like panning. Everything starts with a pan and it ends with a pan. So
I hear
find
that.
it kind of enjoyable. honestly. Even when you got to go through a 5-gallon bucket of concentrates, run it through the cube, pan the 20 plus and the 20 minus, start running it through the blue bowl, and then I'm still working a pan all the way down to the very last step.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to pan because it's relaxing for me.
Yeah.
I use it as therapy.
Yeah, my 6-year-old daughter stands right there and she's like, "Ooh, Daddy, I see gold."
My grandson, he's 9. He has a gold pan here, but I gave him a panning kit and some gold little Paydirt I made for him. Made it easy to pan though, no real heavies and stuff. But he's a kid after my own heart. And I found silver with him in my backyard metal detecting, and hunt rocks together. We gotta teach them young, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. Hey,
Yeah.
let me say hi to somebody who just come in. Our favorite Alaskan Ray Rusaw. How's it going, Ray?
I see Wyoming Gold there.
Yep, he's in there. Yep. Okay, so how's it going for this coming season?
Well,
You probably can't talk about the show much.
Well, all right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal.
I mean, you knew eventually it was going to get there, right?
Yeah, no, this is
We also
my.
know that you guys are under contract. So you can't always say a whole lot. So.
Yeah, but I'm not so much under contract anymore.
Oh
And here's
no.
why. So when all that came up with Whitewater, I was just a fan.
Right.
I was so excited when I saw season 1 come on that there was finally a show, about something that I was passionate about. I mean, there
Right.
I dredged so much that it nearly caused a problem in my marriage because I had gold fever, like really bad.
We know that.
Yeah. So I was just a fan. Bumped into Fred Hurt. Actually, what happened is Fred came back from Alaska.
Well, he was living in Southern Oregon for a while, wasn't he? Southwest?
Yeah. No, and he still does.
Oh, okay.
When he's not in Alaska.
Right.
So he had went up to the gold shop here, Armadillo Mining.
Oh yeah, nice little shop.
Yeah, great people. And so he had seen these heaters, and he was asking about the heater systems that they were selling. Well, these heaters, when the gentleman started building them out of Medford, Oregon, some years back, he needed somebody to R&D to test these things.
Right.
Well, my good friend and I, Chris, we were dredging all the time, and he outfitted our dredges with these heaters, and we ran the wheels off of them. We broke them, he fixed them, we broke them, and he fixed them. And eventually we got down to this system that was working really good. So Fred wanted to talk to somebody who had a lot of hours with it. So the gold shop gave him my number, and I met Fred Hurt. I was super excited because it was like, oh my God,
I bet.
Fred Hurt, So we went to the river. We did a gallons per minute test, temperature test. He liked, the heat system. And then he asked me, he said, "Hey, I need to fill minor slot number 7. I was like, wow, that'd be really cool. I didn't pay any attention to it. And about 2 days later, he came back and said, "No, I really need to fill minor slot number 7. Are you interested?" So one thing led to another. I spoke to my wife about it. She wasn't thrilled the first night. By the next morning, she was. And one thing led to another. And the next thing I know, I was getting a contract from Discovery, signed it. And then within about a month, I was sitting in the cabin in Alaska and with Whitewater. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
It moved really fast.
Right.
So I went up there. I did it. I did it well. I was the mechanic there at the camp. I kept, the old Toyota pickup running. I kept the side-by-sides, the dredges, pump seals, generators, winches, you name it. I was the mechanic, which they didn't show much of that on the show.
Right.
Kind of kept me as this quiet, diver that dove a lot, but I was just this quiet greenhorn, which was far from the truth. But that's TV.
TV greenhorn.
Yeah, TV greenhorn. So that's fine. so I did that. I got home in October because we were gone from May to October. And I got back home, and by November, we found out my mother had cancer.
Right.
And we took care of her, and by February 18th or 13th, she passed away. So right after that, then they started talking about contracts and going back up, and we sat down with the family, and we really weighed the pros and cons. And I've got a 6-year-old daughter. I had her, her name is Spencer. Hi, Spencer. I know she's watching right now, but
Oh, cool.
Hi, Spencer.
Hi,
Yep,
Spencer.
yeah. So we really sat down at the table, and you know, we did a pros and cons. And you know, I'm 46 years old now. I've got a good family. I've got a good family business. You know, my family was hurting from my mother, and
Right.
you know, I just came to the realization that the TV and making some money and this adventure, it was a great adventure. I wouldn't take it back for the world. I did it, and I did it well, but I passed. I declined it.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
I'm home, and we're doing our own dredge thing, and I'm filming it with GoPros, and I'm going to throw it up on my
Cool.
Addicted to Bedrock channel here maybe this winter.
Nice.
And that's kind of the long, short story. Basically.
Right
Well,
on.
hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do what's best for you and your family. You know, I mean, the
That's
adventure
right.
was. I mean, you got a season of that adventure, so you know
Yeah.
you're ahead of the game as far as that goes. I
It was
mean,
great. You know, I wouldn't change it for the world.
if your dream is to get on TV, I guess.
Right.
You know, but other than that, I mean, you know, you got to do something that was.
A lot of people wish they
Oh,
could.
dude, yeah, right. See,
That's an adventure in life.
right. That's a chance that's passed me up simply because, you know, I'm going to be 69, and there's no way that I even want to do that anymore. I think Fred does it because he's been doing it all his life. I'm new at this, so it's not something that I think I would. Shit, I can barely walk around without busting my knee up. So I can imagine me trying to climb around down there. I mean, I know my limits. You know,
Yeah. No,
so you gotta know your limits and what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, no, my wife had to send me smaller pants partway through that.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I mean, they worked our butts off. I mean,
I have
between the
no doubt.
walking and then you know, I mean, you guys know, any dredger knows. You go dredge for a day, you're tired. You go dredge for a couple of days, you know, you're beat. Well, do that 5 days a week for 5 months.
Right. Yeah.
You're hammered. It's a whole
After a
nother
week,
level.
I'm ready to come home. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you're living in a 10 by 12 tent. I did in Alaska for like 5 months, and
job.
you know, it was
a
a
job.
deal.
It's a job.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No matter what, you know, I mean, I've learned a lot with this. You know, the haters and the people, and everybody thinks they know, you know, well, if I'd have did it this way, or
Right.
I'd have did it that way. And, you know, the whole thing, I was pretty impressed because they basically followed us with cameras, and what we did, what really happened was the real deal. It really went down the way it did. Now, obviously this is TV. So, you know, they're the pros. And once that footage goes back to somewhere else, then they tweak and play with it, and they make TV. Good TV.
Right. Drama.
Good show.
You know, they want drama. That's what sells for them.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't overdo it. I have to say they didn't overdo it. I enjoyed watching the show, unlike some other gold shows that are just boring. You know, because first of all, they don't show no real gold mining. They don't show any real. They just show a lot of drama, and I just don't. I get enough of that for my daughter.
Yep.
So you know, don't want it. Don't want it. You know, on TV either. But
No,
your show, or Whitewater show, Devil's Canyon.
Yes, I like Devil's Canyon, but
right. Ice Cold Gold wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Those were pretty good shows. My only, and I complain to all you guys that were on the shows and come on and talk with us. My biggest complaint about the whole thing is they don't show the reclamation.
Yeah, but we discussed that last week with Casey and
I
Chris
know, but
and
it's still pet
Nathan.
peeve
You
of mine.
know,
'Cause I think it's an important part of
not
the
drama
process.
enough. It ain't. It's boring.
I know. It's boring, I
But-
know. But
And you know, with the dredging,
there is no reclamation.
right.
I mean, that creek, of all the water, which that was really what it was exciting for me, is I was going to go dredge in Alaska. I mean, that's like,
Right.
you know, the holy grail.
Right.
Is to dredge Alaska. So that's what I was.
Porcupine Creek too, right?
No,
McKinley.
Oh, McKinley.
Creek.
Does that run into Porcupine?
Well, you cross Porcupine on your way up, and then when we cross the cable, you go over the Porcupine Canyon, but then we'd hook around, and then we'd be going up.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
That'd be a fun ride.
Yeah, it was scarier than hell the first time.
Oh, I bet. But after a few times, it's like a e-ticket ride. Wow.
No, pucker factor was pretty high. I didn't know them. They didn't know me. I don't even know their equipment. I mean, the motor that takes you across is this old three-wheeler that they cut the frame off, and they were just using the engine and transmission. So, here's this rim welded onto the side, and they've got this rope running through it, and I'm looking at this going, you've got to be pulling my leg. This is what's going to be going on here. And the first time was pretty nerve-wracking, but then after a while, it was fun. It was good.
Jason Howard wants to know, what kind of matting did you use?
What kind of matting?
Yeah, in your dredge up there.
The dredge that my dredge, which was the little 6, Keen 6 with 6.5s, 25-foot hose. That was just a bone stock dredge.
Okay.
Bone
Miner's
stock.
moss and
green carpet in it.
Right.
No, I think we might have had some miner's moss in it, actually. Up at the head of the box, it did. And then it was green carpet down in the bottom section of the, it's a 3-stage.
Okay.
That Supermax was a pretty nice dredge. But that little Keen 6, now I call it the little Keen, she did all right until we were 22 feet deep. And, some they didn't show much on the show, which I don't understand why, because it was the worst part about the whole experience. Is when I got up there, they were telling me about how you learn to dredge blind. And I'm like, you've got to be pulling my leg. And they're like, no, really. But don't worry, you can see the hole, but you're blind. And I thought, these guys are freaking crazy. But no, for real, you would, most days, I would bet 90% of the dives, and they were 6 to 7 hours long. You could maybe in the morning, you could see maybe, I don't know, less than a foot. So you would go down in the hole, and then you would kind of stick your head, and you'd go around, and you'd feel, and you knew that this was your black and white speckled rock, and you knew that this was the bedrock over here, and you knew this was a big greenie, and you'd go around and you'd feel everything out and look at it, make sure that the hole, hadn't changed from the night before, because that creek was alive. It changed.
Right.
Like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah, wouldn't your hole get filled back in every day?
No, not every day, but it happened a couple times.
Okay.
So you'd go around and you'd feel the hole out, and then you'd come over to your side, and we were on the left side looking upstream, and then Carlos and Paul and them, they were on the right side, and Fred and I and Casey primarily worked the left. And as the day went on and the temperature started to rise, the glacier would start to melt, and that water would literally go to like this gray-green milk. And you couldn't see your hand unless you touched the glass on your mask. You were blind. So you'd have these bubbles kind of just moving around the lens. And really, after a while, it was just easier on your eyes to close your eyes. And you would just feel,
Dredge by braille.
You dredge by braille, and you'd do it all day long. And it would get dark because all that silt would cut out all the light, the sunlight.
Right.
So it was dark, and we had our lights, and they would kind of just brighten up. You'd see this glow, but after a while, you just close your eyes and you just do it by braille.
We have some more questions. This one I'm sure the answer, but I'm gonna say it because our good friend Ray Rusoff from AK wants to know if there was anything with hog mat in it.
No.
Okay,
Sorry, Ray.
figured. Sorry, Ray.
No hog mat.
Now,
Late in the season, after Casey got hurt, Casey went out with the double hernias.
Right.
And then a gentleman named Steve Williams came up and filled in. And
Right.
Steve Williams was friends with Paul and Wes. Good guy. He brought some Dream Mat
Right.
to put in the cleanup trommel.
okay.
And that was my only experience with Dream Mat. I've seen it. I've just never used it until then. And it looked like it did a pretty good job.
I'm an avid user of Dream Mat. I have it in my banjo pan I use as a little recycling cleanup sluice. I have it in my gold cube. I just put dredge mat in my 2-inch. I wish I still had my 4-inch, doggone it. And I have it in my river sluice. I have it in everything.
Every time he says
your boots.
yeah. Every time he says that, I feel bad because I kind of
turned me on to it.
Yeah, I turned him on to something else, and
Hey,
it was good. But
you know me, Jesse. I'm not. I'm like you. I'm not. I am not loyal to brand. I am loyal to recovery.
right.
And ease of cleanup.
Oh,
That's a major plus. I had my days with the plain old carpet, and I'm sure my carpet that's a decade old out in the garage, I could still shake dirt out of, you know.
No problem.
And I probably should just burn it and pan it out like they did in the old days.
That's what I was thinking, man.
You know, and my miner's moss the same way. You know, it's a pain to clean. But
See, I don't worry about it. I mean, everybody, every prospector is an engineer. I've learned.
yeah, we have a MacGyver question. I'll get to a little bit too, but go on. That made me think of it.
But myself, I've ran the Keens. Oh, and I was going to back up real quick. I was going to say something. That little 6 at 20 feet deep, that was just too much for that dredge. Because the dredge sat there, and then the hose literally just dropped straight down.
Oh,
and you use the hose kind of like a fireman. And on your way down, you just hold onto the hose and go down it. And then once you got down to the actual edge where it went straight vertical,
right.
You'd stop there and equalize your ears once, and then you go ahead and drop down the rest of the fire pole and then hit the bottom, and then you'd equalize again. And once she was trying to draw straight up for 20 feet.
That's a lot of head lift.
You had to
That's a
slow
lot.
way down there.
Yeah, no
It
doubt.
was underpowered.
No doubt. At least it was a good experience for you.
That was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I learned a lot. My dredge partners up here now are kind of looking at me like, Jesus, dude.
What happened?
Well, yeah, we're supposed to be having fun. And I'm like, no, we gotta go. Let's go.
We don't have fun anymore. We gotta work.
Yeah. They're like, dude, this is not fun anymore. You're killing us. So,
Back to every prospector's an engineer and tinkerer. Wyoming Golds, WY Golds. So who's the MacGyver on the show? Who's the best at taking junk and turning it into a working piece of art?
well, I don't know.
Gotta say you, right?
I fixed a lot of stuff, chewing gum, and silicone and, anything to get it by.
Lots
I
of
had to
lots of
drill
duct
the
tape.
side of a brand new Honda engine to get the pump on to thread bolts. I don't know. I was pretty good at it. Fred and I pretty much fixed all the stuff. But Fred's a MacGyver, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like Fred would probably be the MacGyver of the group because he's been doing it for so long.
Well, with Fred, there's the right way, the wrong way, and there's
and
the
there's
Fred
Fred's way.
Now, how much weight would you use? Jason Howard asked how much weight were you
say
using?
our weight vest was 70 to 80, 75 pounds, somewhere in there.
Would that plaster you down to the bottom, or would it just hold you there?
No, it took you down fine. I
Yeah.
mean, because we were wearing, so we ran those Northern Diver suits, which is it's a pretty badass suit. I guess they're like $1,000, but I know underneath the Northern Diver, then I had a 5 mil just regular one-piece suit. So you had your the slippy, I don't know what those suits are called. They're like an undersuit under a neoprene suit.
Oh yeah, your skin's like a rash guard.
Right. So I wore that, and then I wore a 5 mil suit, and then I put the Northern Diver over the top of that. And that was a pretty good system. Other than my feet, I had a tough time keeping my feet warm.
I got a question for you.
Down in, but it was cold water.
We're being asked to ask you about the story of dredging upside down being held by your foot. What was that all about? That was a question by Lindy Webster.
Oh yes, that is my wife.
That's what I figured. She must really like this story.
Well, this was crazy, and I was hoping to see it on the show, but it didn't make it for whatever reason. So, all right. So this was late at McKinley, and we were pushing. We had made it down into the crack, down on the bottom, because we followed it all the way down. And on the particular day, I think it was like Dustin and mine's like 3 days in a row diving. We were pushing to get this crack done. Weather was coming. We were afraid of getting, the hole blown in again.
Mm-hmm.
So Dustin's down the bottom, and I'm coming down the side of the crack, and I've got the pressure washer, not with Fred's contraption on it. I took that off. I wanted just the wand, and I'm coming down, cleaning that crack out, and I got the nozzle, or my 6, and Dustin's got his, and I'm making my way down and cleaning and blowing it out. And it was late in the day, and Dustin had me come down and help him move some big rocks out of the bottom. Well, right in the very bottom of the crack that came down, and then down in the bottom of McKinley, there was this channel. I called it the ditch. Well, right down in the bottom is where that crack and the ditch met. So we moved some big rocks out of the way, and Dustin was down there working on it. Late in the day, he says, "Hey, man, can you come down and help me? Bring that pressure washer." Like, all right, Dustin. So I had come on down there. He says, "All right, dude." He says, "There's some hard pack in the bottom, and I can't get it out of there. Can you go down in there and blow it out with the pressure washer?" I said, "Sure." So we had just a little bit of vision this day, a few feet. We could see something. And so I start to go up to check the wall out over there, and Dustin's like, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I was going to check the wall out." He's like, "Don't do it." I look at him. He says, "If you go check it out, dude, you won't go down." I'm like, all right. Because I trust Dustin Hurt completely. I mean, that guy is as solid as a rock. No matter what you might see on TV or the opinions that are made, Dustin's a stand-up dude, and I'd work for him any day of the week, just on the record. So I come back down there, and I said, "All right, dude, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "Well, it's about 4 feet or so down in between these big boulders." He said, "How about I lower you down in there?" All right, let's do this. So I lay down on this rock on my belly. He grabs my left foot, holds me up. I straighten out, and he lowers me into this, in between these big rocks, down inside to get down to the bottom. So I got the pressure washer, and I got the nozzle from the Supermax, and I'm down there blasting. I'm cleaning this hard pack up, and I had to move the nozzle. Well, when I moved the nozzle, it banged on the bottom of that bedrock floor. And all of a sudden, I'm out of that hole like that, man. He ripped me out of there so fast. And I'm like, whoa, 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 Dustin. Dude, I just moved the nozzle. He's like, holy shit, man, I thought a rock fell. I'm like, no, it didn't, but you passed the test. Get me back in there. I got to finish up. So he fed me back in there, upside down, vertical, holding onto my one left foot. And I got back down in there, and we cleaned that crap out, and he pulled me up out of it, and the way we went. And I think that's where a lot of that gold came from, is my hunch. But yeah, it was a pretty epic, crazy thing I hope to never do again. And that's a true story. And I guess the GoPros might have been dead. I don't know, but it just didn't make it, on the TV.
No, they didn't say why or anything.
No,
they don't know.
Do they?
They don't know nothing until they see what the guys in the UK do.
Yeah, no, they film it. We do our job. They film it.
Right.
They let us know when episode's been finished up and we're moving on to other stuff. And yeah, we're just dredgers. I mean, all those guys are just dredgers. Wes doesn't dredge, but Wes is a key part of that whole deal. We were always, or he was making things, any tool that we need, or this or that or whatever. Wes was on it.
Doesn't him and his brother have a trommel business where they make trommels?
They make high bankers and stuff too.
Yeah,
something Fox or
New Age Equipment, I believe it's called.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, good guys. They're all great guys, and I think that's something I really miss. When you do that, and you spend 5 months together, living, working, doing crazy stuff. You build this bond. Like, you guys all know.
Right.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. If it's dangerous and you're counting on them with your life and vice versa, you grow a bond that is unexplainable. So I think the camaraderie, working with the guys, we just had a can-do attitude. When we got beat down, some of us might be beat down, but there was always somebody in the group to pick us back up, and we always prevailed. No matter what, we did it. We survived, and yeah, everybody wants to see a lot of gold. I want to see a lot of gold.
Oh yeah, well I do too.
but we're talking about dredging.
Right.
Right.
You can test a creek and take a pan, and yeah, we got colors, we got goldness drainage. All right, but we don't know what's in the bottom of a hole until you put a nozzle there.
That's true.
You just don't know. Everything can look good, and you can think, and you can hope, but until you go there and clean it up, it's a gamble. It's a crapshoot. That's, I think, part of the fun.
Yeah. So how about you got any scary moment stories? Your wife says you got a ton of great stories, but I'm thinking she's prejudiced.
Well, she might
biased,
She might be a little biased, a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The day I lost my air, they showed that kind of different than what really went down.
Really?
Yeah, because I went down that morning, and a normal day. I knew when Dustin would say, "All right, guys, let's have a good boring day," and I knew, we all knew what that meant. So I go down, typical day, go down to move, a lot of rocks, material. And I get down to the bottom, and I see there's some rocks in a pile, and I've got a sled. Well, you normally kind of kept your sled, at least I did, on my right side, and I'd put my foot in it. So that way I could use that as a landmark, because believe it or not, it's pretty easy to get lost in a hole when you can't see. And you think the bedrock's on my left, but you get to working and spinning around, and you're thinking about, okay, I turn clockwise here. I got to go counterclockwise here to keep from twisting your umbilical. And, you got stuff going on in your head while you're working. And I'd always would use that sled as a landmark. And then when I'm loading rocks, I could just kind of slide them down my leg. And I knew that they were going in the sled, because the vision was so poor, you'd be loading rocks and you'd find some rocks, and you didn't realize that you just unloaded the sled when you thought you were loading the sled. And that's, that's legit stuff when you're blind.
Right.
So anyways, I go down in the hole, I go around the hole, and I check it all out. And I came back to my rocks, and I'm starting to load rocks, and I feel something hit me, and I reach around, and it was my umbilical. I had a lot of umbilical out because I went around the whole hole to check it out. And I thought in my head, I thought, man, I'd have him tighten up on that umbilical. It'll be okay. I'm going to load these rocks, and then I'm going to be up there on the nozzle, and that'll tighten up the umbilical. No big deal. So I'm loading the sled, and out of the blue in Dustin's voice, and you could always tell what was going on topside pretty much, or the urgency, I should say, by the tone of his voice.
Right.
And I heard diver up, diver 2 up. Well, when I heard the first diver up and the panic in his voice, I never even questioned who, why, what, nothing. I dropped my rock, I took a left turn, and I just began to climb up the back wall. Well, we're 15, 18 feet deep. I don't know. And the back wall is real loose. And I exhaled my lungs to get a breath of air before I climbed up. And when I exhaled my lungs and went to breathe in, that mass just slammed against my face.
Yikes.
I had empty lungs and no air.
Empty lungs and no air.
Empty
Not
lungs.
good.
And that's the key thing is empty lungs. Because
Right.
you can take a breath and hold your breath for a long while.
Right.
But exhale and then tell me how long you make it.
Right.
So I started scrambling up that back wall. I thought, holy crap, it's me. I'm got the problem. So,
I'm the one in trouble.
yeah. So I start coming up that back wall. Well, I know that there was a rope, a safety rope that the camera crew was using back when we were shallower, and that rope was still there. And I jumped up to try to grab that rope. And that was probably a dumb move. I went right back to the bottom and had to start over. Well, while this was going on, Casey was frantically pulling on that umbilical. And he was getting all that slack out that I should have had him tighten up on.
Because you were moving around.
Right.
But
I didn't, because it's, not going to be a big deal. It'll be all right. So finally the slack came up and I could start to feel him pulling me, and I'm climbing. And by now I'm beginning to feel the effects of no oxygen to the brain. It's starting to happen. And I'm coming up and I'm coming up and I'm coming up. And finally I started to see light. The water was getting brighter because down the bottom it's dark.
Dark, right?
Yeah, it's dark like a closet. And it got brighter and brighter and brighter. And I stuck my thumb underneath that OTS Guardian mask and was just waiting to rip it off my face. And as soon as that water came off the glass, man, I ripped that thing off and took the biggest breath and said a loud 4-letter word that started with an F, and looked over to my right, and here's a camera in my face. So I just breathed, and holy crap. Well, the hose off that 263 compressor blew off. It wasn't a high temp hose, which I didn't like it long before, but it was holding up, and we had dove on it for months. So I figured, it'll be fine. So anywho, Fred told me, he said, "Nah, you're out of the water." And I'm like, "What? I need to go back down, Fred. I need to go back down for my brain, No, you're out of here.
I imagine that would be like
problem. You need to, get out of the water." So
to me, that would be like, getting thrown off a horse. You need to get right back up on them.
Exactly.
So
we argued, and
you got nowhere.
So I got my stuff and started to walk up the stairs and cross that bridge, and Dustin met me right in the middle of the bridge. I mean, face to face. He's like, "You're going back down, aren't you?" Fred won't let me. So he says, "You need to go." I'm like, "I know, bro, but he won't let me." So anyways, we had some conversation with Fred, and finally I said, all right. So Fred fixed it, and I went back down, and I wasn't down, 3 minutes, and I heard diver up, and I just topped off my lungs and walked out, and it blew off again. Well, on the TV show, they showed the second walkout.
Right.
Just walking out, like, not a big deal, which in reality, there must have been a problem with the first footage. Like I said, I don't know. They do what they do for a reason, and they do it very
I
well.
don't think they wanted to show a near-death experience. It would have been good drama.
I think it would have been great for
but
for what do they call
who knows?
It was it was a rush.
So I imagine that affected you quite a bit for the rest of the season, didn't it?
No. I had a job to do, and there was 6 other men that were doing it, and it was just a situation that happened. We resolved the problem, and we dove our butts off.
Get back on the horse and do it again.
Yeah, just because it happened once doesn't mean it's going to happen, tomorrow. So.
Hey, Richard, I have Klint Washburn in the waiting room. He's the inventor of Gold Claw. He was going to come on and talk a little about his new Kickstarter he has for a Mega Gold Claw pan. If you don't mind, I'll bring him in. You're more than welcome to hang out with us more if you like.
Yeah, you sit back and listen and comment if you want.
But
right,
Clint's
awesome,
been
guys.
waiting patiently, and I was kind of like, right when I'm like, I wonder if he's ever gonna show up. But he's here now. Bring Clint in and unmute him, and when I find him, he should be unmuted. Bring Clint in. You're in. We hear you now, Clint.
Hey, Clint, what's going on?
Hey, Clint.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay. You need to
I
mute.
lost track of the time zone.
How you doing?
Good.
You need to turn off the volume on your YouTube.
There we go.
There we go.
I should have told you that in the message. Please mute YouTube. Oh,
So what are we talking about tonight?
well, I think we're
just
gonna.
sitting here talking with Richard Webster. He
Yeah.
was on Whitewater Gold Rush, Whitewater.
Well, that sounds good. You don't want to end that too soon.
Oh no, he's hanging out with us.
Good.
He's gonna hang out with us. But now we got you on. So how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Got a lot of things going on.
Well, yeah, and
Balls in the air.
I want to hear about your new Mega Pan. I heard you on Jack's show talking about it.
This
Yeah, so when's mine?
A front end loader.
When is ours coming in the mail?
we affectionately call this the dozer.
No
It
doubt.
looks like a dozer blade.
It gets the job done. Yeah, this one's a little different than the other pans. It works the same way, but we went through a 5-gallon bucket using this. And how much do you normally take? How long does it normally take to go through a 5-gallon bucket when you're panning?
Depends if I'm using my traditional pan or if I'm using your pan.
Traditional, of course, a round one.
Oh, a long time. A long time.
I know I was typically 30 minutes panning a big, well, that was heavies though. That's not quite fair. River Rock, maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes with a round pan. And with this one, we just made a video, and we weren't racing or anything. We just filmed it and then saw how long it took, and it was 40 seconds.
Wow.
5-gallon bucket.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, that video is on the Kickstarter if you want to go see it.
I'm bringing up the Kickstarter page and posting it in the room now. I did make a pledge for it, though.
I saw that. Thank you, Ed.
Well, I love your pans, Clint, and I'm editing now a video on dry panning with the ones I have now.
Well, this is going to be by far the best dry panner that we've released yet. They're all really good at dry panning, but this one is going to be phenomenal at dry panning.
Yeah, I did it really fast. I only lost 0.2 out of 1.4 grams.
Wow, that's really good for dry panning.
Especially for someone who's never dry panned before. I'm not in an arid area. I don't need dry pan, but I've seen others do it, and I wanted to do it.
Well, it's an opportunity. If you're out in Arizona or Nevada where there's no water, you can't even get rights to water in some of these places, then dry panning is a great way to get a lot of gold. Wet panning is always better. If you can get wet, if you can bring water and wet pan it, you're going to catch more gold. It's just the way it is. The
Right.
dry material drags the gold with it, but you just throw it down, you go through more resets, and you can get most of that gold dry panning.
Yeah, I did quite a few resets on it.
Well, your timing is really good because we just barely launched our Kickstarter. We're trying to get this thing kicked off. If the Kickstarter campaign goes well, if we get enough people to sign up, then we can get that mold paid for and have that big pan available. If there isn't enough interest, that's okay too. People who go on Kickstarter and sign up, if we don't make the goal, it doesn't even charge your credit card. But if we do make the goal, then we're guaranteed to get you some pans out once we make that goal.
Well, I hope you make the goal because I want one, but I know Jesse and Dana will say, "Where's mine too?" Hey guys, I pledged for that one.
We'll just cut it in 3 pieces, Ed. You know how it is. We share.
Well, I pledged for one. I might sneak some extra goods in with it.
Well, that's all up to you, Klint. I'm still waiting on my hat and shirt, though, you know.
I gotta make
one of them.
You keep asking for a hat and shirt, and I keep trying to figure out how to make one.
It's easy. You order it, but no, if you need me to pay for it, I'll pay for it even.
So if I give you the money, you'll get me a box of shirts made and hats?
I just go through a thing called Spreadshirt.
Careful, I'll take you up on that offer.
What are you getting us into, Ed?
That's right. You're going to be.
Wait a minute. Let's. I didn't hear none of that. I just got back. What are we getting into here?
I think he's twisted around what I said, Klint.
Oh, okay.
What I think I heard Ed say is if I give him the money, he'll make me a whole batch of shirts and hats.
No, I said
Okay,
I'll
okay.
even pay for it.
You get one for free.
Hang on, Ed. Hang on, Ed. Let me work this out here.
Now, do you want silk screening, embroidery, or iron-on?
That's why I haven't done this yet. Too many choices.
That's why I got you, Ed. Get on it.
I'll tell you what you do. I'll tell you what you do, Klint.
Yeah.
Send me $1,000, and I'll print some up for you. Couple shirts.
What a bargain.
What a bargain.
I will get that check in the mail.
I'll be waiting for it.
You'll be waiting a long time.
Someday.
We just go through what's that spirit? What's it called?
Spreadshirt.
Is it an online thing? I can just put my logo
Yeah.
on there. And
Yeah.
I want it to be nice. I don't like making just rapid, quick stuff. I like. it to be
They're
real.
actually they're quality made. You have choices. I've made better quality in the fabric, like Hanes and cotton, and you can choose what level of quality you want. Yeah, I've been
You can buy
happy.
samples, check them out. If you
And
like 'em.
actually, some of my shirts I've even done on Vista Print. It's a little more expensive that way but I don't have to hold no inventory.
Well, if I sold those shirts, how much would people buy them for?
Oh, I don't know. But
Idea.
if we had hats and shirts, we'd definitely be wearing them in videos when we're using your product.
That's true. That's true. That makes them priceless.
But you know us, Klint. We've had a relationship now for a few years from when you first came out with your very first pan.
Yeah,
And-
you are some of the first. What do we call you? What's
Oh.
the word without making you mad? People who have been in the gold industry a very long time.
Amen.
You are the first who have been around a long time who actually gave it a fair shake and took the time to unlearn that swirling and dipping, give it a try, and see what the gold claw way of panning can do.
But I tell you, that muscle memory is a real pain in the wazoo.
Just as pioneers were pioneers.
It's instinctual. You start swirling, you don't even think about it, and the next thing you know, you're messing up the gold claw. But if you can get to the side-to-side shaking, then that gold claw is amazing. You know, some people have been around forever, and they've been their whole life side-to-side shaking, just because of their circumstance.
Well, Lee Hirschberger really likes a gold claw because he used a round pan much like you would a gold claw. Anyway, and let me see. I bet you were gonna talk about Pomeranke.
Steve Pomeranke, yes. So that's the dad, and so he came over and was playing around with the gold claw and tried it out, and he did it with his round pan as well. And he uses the side-to-side motion with a round pan because he's dealing with that super nasty beach gold, which is you got your beach gold and your beach sand, which is together because they share the same properties in water. They're different sizes because they have a different surface area to volume ratio, but because of their difference in weight as well, they behave the same in water. So smaller pieces of gold are in the same place as that slightly larger black sand, but it takes the same water motion to get them to be where they are. And so to try and pan that out is so difficult. It's naturally sorted that way. And when you go in circles, it creates eddy currents, and that gold just works its way up and out. And so side-to-side motions help keeps that gold in the pan, which is one of the reasons we use that with the gold claw as well.
I'm anxious to get my hands on the big one. On your video, I saw how fast you were going through those buckets.
Well, it's really hard to appreciate how big these riffles are on video, but these things are much deeper than anything we've had before, and that's what allows you to go so fast through that bucket. You can be very aggressive and still hold on to that gold. And there's all these inner ridges here, plus these outer ones, the safety ridges, are also much more aggressive.
And I noticed you capped the ends.
I did.
The big one.
It's not necessary, but everybody wants it, so what can I say?
Yeah, I kind of even put my fingers down that side on my other pans.
If you hold it like this, everything goes to the center. And then when you flip it reverse and shake it, it all falls right in. But people tend to hold it flat like you would a normal round pan. But when you do that, these ridges up here are flat and the material goes out the sides. So that's the mistake people make. And rather than try to convince people to stop doing that, I'm just putting sides on, make it more robust for whatever you do with it. The people win, right? You gotta listen.
Gotta, like the Kinks said, give the people what they want.
That's right. What I didn't know I could achieve on this pan, though, that I was able to, is the finish side. I knew it was going to be finishing more material, so it was going to have more aggressive ridges, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to get them refined enough that I could actually finish down to the gold. But even with this larger pan, I was able to get it to where you could finish right down to the gold in this pan. So you don't have to move it from this pan to a smaller finishing pan. You can finish right here. So that's a really nice feature. We also put handles on the sides. So when you're holding it vertical, you got this handle, but as you start to tilt, that handle you can maintain that grip on the sides.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Makes it easier on your hand.
Sorry, lightning struck in the area and I lost all my internet, everything.
That happens. Welcome back, Josie.
You?
Welcome back.
Thanks.
That was a quick recovery.
Well, it did it by itself. I had nothing to do with it.
Well, I guess as far as a 5-gallon bucket goes, this holds 2.5 gallons, a little bit more if you keep it up. And so you can just put half the 5-gallon bucket in, pan it down, put the other half in, finish it. And that's how we did it in 40 seconds on that video.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about that pan too, is that you can, not that pan, but the regular cloth pan, is I can get it down to the black sands and just dump more material in it and continue and do it that way. As opposed to getting it down to getting the gold out and starting all over again. I can just keep reload.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here, let me grab one of them and show what you're talking about. I happen to have one sitting right here. It is well used. So hang on a second. All right.
Have you tried these pans, Richard?
No, I haven't picked one up yet. I've seen them used. I've tried them. I think they're pretty neat invention.
Well, the biggest problem for someone who's panned for a long time is learning how to use this pan, because you got to do your muscle. You got to retrain your muscles again.
So I'm in mirror image, it looks like. So I should give some of these away today, huh?
Oh,
If you want.
if
Yeah,
you
let's
want.
do some giveaways. That's always fun. So I'm just gonna open it to show you. So when you pan with one of these, you mount it up, you shake it hard, big rocks come up, then you start shaking and tilting. But once you get to vertical, there's about a tablespoon left.
Right.
It takes about 15 seconds when you're doing river gravels. You slow it down when you're doing heavies or some kind of black sand filled material. Maybe do a few resets. But with normal river rock, it's about 15 seconds to vertical. But then you reverse the angle. So it's like this. So you go to vertical, then you reverse it underwater and shake it, and it falls right into here, shaking it underwater.
Right.
Then you turn it around and finish on this side down to just a skiff of black sand, and that takes another 15 seconds. Now, if you slow it down a little bit, maybe about a minute. But what he's talking about is, rather than go through both sides, you fill it up, you go to vertical, bring it back in, fill it up some more. So every 15 seconds, you're clearing out another pan. Put some more in it, go to vertical, and when you're done, you can go through a whole bucket that way in about 7.5 minutes with the small one.
Right.
Then when you're done, you're at the last one, then you finish to the finishing side.
Yep. That's what I like about it. I can do that without, like in a regular pan, for me to, I suppose I could do it in a regular pan like that too. But it just seems like this pan is geared more for being able to do that. Because you just knock it down to your black sands, throw another shovelful in there, knock it back down. Then when you're done, you can look at everything at once.
Well, these are designed for rapid prospecting.
Right.
So you go to a spot, you very quickly go through some dirt and find out if you've got any colors at all there, and zero into where they're more highly concentrated. And even as small as these are, you can go through a ton of material. And so some people actually mine with this, because if you think about it, 7.5 minutes on a 5-gallon bucket, some people don't even sluice that fast.
Let me say something really quick. Everybody, Nightbot's awake. So if you're not typing and talking in the room, you're not entered. And unfortunately, I'm not able to have this go out to anyone outside of the U.S. Our last friend down in Argentina who won Paydirt from Gold Fever Adventures and Prospecting Resort in Arizona. I think that bag of Paydirt cost Jack like $68 to ship to you. Jack, I think you're still in the room there. You are. Very much appreciate it. But I can't do that to someone again. Ow!
Here's what I can do. let's give away a pocket pan and allow it to go out of the US because it's light and small enough. I can handle the cost. How does that sound?
Okay.
We'll do a full kit that's US only because it weighs more and it's a lot larger.
Okay. Well, all right. You heard Klint. Now, we'll do the pocket pan first. Tell me when, Klint.
Okay, are we going to do out of US only or just including everybody?
Including everybody, I think.
Yeah, we have some Aussies in here, and
So they have a fair chance at it.
there might be a South American or two in here. I don't know. We are global.
Africa, I hope not, because they cost the most to ship to. I don't know what's going on there. He probably shipped his dirt somewhere around Africa. I paid about $70 to ship it, a small item to Africa.
Yikes.
Wow. We have 26 eligible. Come on, people.
Got a
Type.
claw in your pocket.
Kali Hogan says, Kali says, is that a claw in your pocket or are you just glad to see me? We're always happy to see you.
We're happy to see all of you.
That's right.
Everyone in the Flash fam.
And yes, that is a claw in my pocket.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
That'd probably be smart. All right, 27. What's wrong with you all? There's 35 in the room.
Tech, how are you tonight?
And won't win if you lurk.
That's right.
All right.
Not what
Say when, Klint, and I'll push the button.
One now.
Oh, Vicky, our friend from Maine.
Nice.
Victoria's Oregon or bust.
Okay, so if you can get me their shipping information and their email so they can get their tracking number.
Okay,
Ship this
please,
pocket pan to her.
you know how to get a hold of me, Vicky. Send me your shipping information and I'll get that all over to Klint. And we'll send you out a pocket pan. I believe she already uses, one of the pans I bought from you a couple months ago went to her. So
The full sized, I hope.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Great. So now she has the full kit.
There you go, Vicky.
They work so well together. I end up with a pocket pen wherever I go because it's so easy to take with me, but it also catches the gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I'm still getting hits on that video I did of using the pocket pan and the regular pan in the regular.
That was a great video to show how all you need is an original with water in it, and you can pan with the pocket pan into it.
Yep.
I do that all the time. I'm on a small creek with hardly any water in it. I'll just use my pocket pan to fill my original, then I'll pan into the original.
That's the video I did. I still get hits on it. People still check it out. So that's cool.
Check that one out. So I love this one just because it goes anywhere. Now the original is small enough. It's only 12 inches wide and small enough. It can go anywhere. It fits in a backpack. I even put this in my laptop bag, but it's just big enough that you don't always take it everywhere. And so the pocket pan is great for finding places with gold in it. And then once you find the place, then you get your original and you go do the rapid prospecting.
Well, the pocket pan is also very versatile. It holds my change in my truck, and I always have my pan in my truck.
Somebody showed me a video drinking something out of this. What was going on there?
He was just having his morning coffee. And he didn't have a cup. He says, "Oh, I got a cup right here."
Out of his pocket pan. Wow.
Yep.
Well, I think Dennis Dayton uses it for banana splits.
I think he says that just to rub it in my nose. That's what I think.
Ice cream dish too. And change
Yeah.
claw. You're right, Colleen. It's my.
Yep, Tazzy Adventure says his claw stays in his car wherever
I
he
haven't
goes.
talked to Dennis in a while. I should catch up with him.
He
He's-
was out here earlier.
He was our second caller, or first caller,
Oh, that's
second
great.
caller.
He's out there somewhere then. Good.
Yeah, he's just back from Idaho.
Yeah.
So at some point we should give away the full kit, the combo kit with all 3 components in it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anytime you want, whatever you want, Clint.
Yes.
All right. Well, I was just going to explain what's in it.
Okay.
It's the original in it. It comes with a pocket pan, so you have that 1-2 combo. It comes with a first gold kit, is what we call this, first gold experience kit, just in case you don't have a pan before, or maybe you just want to have some fun pulling that gold out of there. It has a snuffer bottle, a vial, and a little bit of gold. There's 5 to 10 flakes in there. So the combo kit comes with all that, and so we can give that away. What it doesn't come with yet is the big ones. So for the big one, you need to go to the Kickstarter. Just go to Kickstarter and type Gold Claw, and this should come right to the top.
I have the link. I just put it in the chat room again.
There it is.
Go check that out and support it. And even if you're not ready to support it, then go to your friends and family and give them a chance to support it. Because if we can get to that goal, that goal is really tough. I don't know if we're going to make it, but if we do, then we can go out and do some incredible things with this big pan. This thing is amazing for dry panning. This thing goes through tons of material. This is for mining. I mean, let's just think about this. What was it, a year or 2 ago when we first knew we were coming out with this? We kind of floated out there the idea that, watch out, you may have something that can replace your sluice. And a lot of people said, whatever. But let's just think about that for a minute. If you're out sluicing, everybody has their different process they go through, but generally speaking, you need to get some material. So you're going to put that in a bucket. Some people shovel right into their sluice, but you put it in the bucket. You're going to classify it is the logical step. How long does it take you to classify that material? A 5-gallon bucket's worth. Right?
It takes me a long time. I'm slow.
That alone could be 15 minutes, depending
Right,
on
easy.
how good you are and the material.
Right.
Plays in that. And so there's 15 minutes there. 10, maybe 5 for somebody who's just raking through it, right?
Right.
That's just, you're not even sluicing yet. And now you're going to take that bucket and shovel by shovel carefully at a constant feed, because if you overload it, you're going to lose gold. And if you
Right.
underload it, you're losing time. And so, plus sluices, I mean, our sluice up in Alaska, we were about at just under 100 yards an hour. And if you let that sluice get too empty, you start losing gold. You have to balance the material that's in it to keep your gold.
Got to be steady working it.
You gotta watch for problems. If it starts to go unlevel, any of that will start to kick out your gold. Sluices you really got to know what you're doing to keep your gold with a sluice. And it takes all that time, where here there's no setup. You fill your bucket and you pour it into this thing and you pan it out. I'm not going to say 40 seconds for everybody. I really know how this thing works. So for me, 40 seconds, but maybe it's 1 to 2 minutes. If you're not used to this, that's still much faster than sluicing and much simpler setup. And cleanup, you don't have to tear your sluice down. You don't have to
Right.
set it up and get it ready. You just go in and you start mining, and within a few minutes, if you're in a hot spot or not. And if you are, you just keep mining. If you're not, you move up or move down or move over.
And don't forget,
this really can replace the sluice.
Don't forget that's strong enough to use as a shovel too.
Yeah, it's made of Triton.
But don't have your buddy Bobby
Dan?
the Potty drive over it with a front wheel drive car.
No. The reason he did is because you actually can, but during that time
I
period,
drove over it with my truck. The only reason, I think Bobby's in here too.
don't
Yeah,
do
he
it.
is.
Yeah, he made a comment about it.
The reason why is because during that time period, there was some of them that got too hot and crystallized the little molecules in the
Right.
and so they became a little more brittle. So you could still throw it across the stream and stuff, but if you drove on it, you could
That must have been what it was. I had a crystallized claw.
Yeah. And I can tell the difference when I feel them, but it takes some feel to know which ones are and which ones are not.
Well,
so,
you know, Bobby's a big man, and
he had a big rod.
it was a front. I did a front wheel, you know, engine weight. I did it in my truck. It worked fine. Yeah, you know, I have a small truck, and I use the back wheel, so.
well,
hey.
and Ken was having fun driving over him too, and then he went and broke one. Dude, we're not stainless steel. Come on.
Right.
It was in the moment. I was at a gold show. Well,
And he was
Gold
on
Rush
Facebook
Day.
Live too, so don't forget that.
That's the best
Well,
part to do it.
Klint was on Prospectors Radio Live when it happened.
Oh, that's right.
You were talking to Tim Grimes and the rest of them,
Oh,
and it
that's right.
happened.
That's right.
Oh my goodness! What memories!
Made of Triton, and what Triton is known for is being the most rugged outdoor material there is. That's what they make blenders out of. It's blender material. So it's amazing material. It did take our vendor some time to learn how to get it made without crystallizing them. But even if it crystallizes, it's so much more durable than any normal pan that's out there.
Well,
and if somebody has a crystallized one and they end up breaking it, I replace it.
I've used mine like a shovel and everything else. Only one that ever broke was the one Bobby drove over. So I'm not doing too bad. Shoot.
Well, I challenge you to drive over any normal polypropylene pan.
Right.
We at least have a chance of making.
You can hardly throw some of those onto the bank, you know, especially when it's cold. Speaking of devil, Dennis Day just showed up.
Yeah.
Hello, Dennis. Long time. We need to catch up someday. So let's give away one of these. Let's give away the whole kit.
Okay.
But not to Dennis.
Well, even to Dennis, whoever wins.
Fine.
I know he does.
All right, everybody, you know what to do. We have 22 eligible. Get your fingers moving.
Richard, get your wife to get in there and say something so she can win.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, type quick.
All right. Get
in there, Chef Barry.
Get those fingers going. We have 24 now. 26.
I'm typing.
So what do we need to do? Like a countdown?
No.
Well, my Nightbot picks it by random. They grab anyone who's been chatting in the room. You just have to tell me when to do the push and the button.
All right. 3, 2, 1, do it.
Dwight Wooten.
Dwight.
There's Dwight.
Dwight Wooten.
Darn it, Richard says.
All right, you won this right here, the full kit.
Nice.
So I will need their email and their shipping address. We'll get that shipped right out to you.
Wherever he wants to sell it.
I wish there was some way you could show that video of the 5-gallon bucket. That would be great.
Let's see.
If not, I have just one cycle through it on YouTube. So Jesse, you say you keep getting hits on that video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazed at how many people love that. I keep showing that picture of it's beach. Isn't that beach gold?
Yeah, that's that gold in that clear pan.
Yeah.
That comes from our buddy Ray Russo in Nome, Alaska.
Oh, that's Alaska.
Juneau, I'm sorry, Juneau.
Juneau beach gold, right?
Yeah, that's Juneau beach gold that I got from Ray Russo a while
It
ago. Yeah,
looks very similar to that. Disappointing.
No sound, brother. I mean, they don't hear you, is what they're saying. No audio. Ed is muted.
Yeah, of course you guys heard me, but I had it muted on my
Ed be so quiet, Joe.
Okay, I'll turn on the music. Hope I don't get a copyright strike, and I'm gonna redo it for you.
You'd see people trying to swirl it even after you'd show them because they were so used to doing it.
While I'm slapping their hand, they keep swirling. It's just built into your instincts.
It's like I say, you got to retrain your muscles. You got that muscle memory of panning the way you learned in the first place, and then you have to retrain yourself. Like with the claw, and I told you before, it took me a year, and I actually. And that was only because I really didn't work it that hard. But that day at the Gold Rush or the Gold Show in Ohio, I spent the whole day demoing it, so I had to learn it, and I learned it. And
I did the same thing.
Total muscle memory. I mean, and then I found out, hell, I could do that with a round pan too.
But once you get it,
But it's only good for like the last quarter-inch of material. You can't start that way with a round pan. You can finish that way.
Right. Now, John Wolf says, TLT Coin Hunter swears the gold claw makes gold.
It might if you're used to panning in places that you've been losing.
Well, he's in Texas, so that should tell you. Yeah.
I get story after story of people saying they went to their tailings piles and found more gold.
Oh, I believe it.
All systems can catch all of it, but they can all lose it too if you don't do it right. So it's just a matter of learning each system.
Right. No, you always hear me say it. Learn your tools.
I was just gonna say, you always say that, Jesse. Learn your tool.
Right.
Yep, tune them up, Ed. That's right.
So this is live Tuesday. Do we get the audience questions and get them on with us?
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah.
I'm reading. I've been checking them out. Let's see, Anthony McKeon. If you don't get gold with it, you can use it as protection to hit somebody. Okay.
This would be a brutal weapon.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. John Welsh says he gave him a gold claw and taught him how to use it. Cool, John.
Excellent.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I actually put the link up to Zoom in there. All you have to do.
Are you leaving us, Lindy? Well,
I think she's cooking dinner.
Well, she's
good night, Lindy.
What are we having?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw my phone. She said, I got to cook these kids dinner. They're starting to eat my leg off. So.
Yeah, it's like
you want to go eat it now.
It's 7:14 out in southwestern Oregon in the great state of Jefferson, or soon to be one day the great state of.
Nice. We keep crossing our fingers.
Yeah, it's beautiful country you're in.
It's closed.
Dwight said he emailed you, Ed.
Okay, thank you, Dwight. Thank you.
So then, how's it going? How's the gold shows going?
Clint, you have fun out there with the people in the line every time you're at a gold show.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do is to go mingle with the line. They get there in the wee hours of the morning. They've spent
Right.
so much time just standing in line, and some of those lines are cold, some of those lines are hot, and they're out there in it. And so we go out there and just have some fun, get to know them a little bit, give away some gold claws. It's always fun.
And it's cool that you do Facebook Live because then I get to catch it. I've watched a few of those. So that's pretty cool. It's fun to watch.
And we hope
Fun to
people
be part of them.
locally see those too and get excited and come out to the show. You know,
Right.
try and bring people out and try the show out for the first time. Man, if you haven't been to a gold show, you got to go.
That's
Gold
right.
shows are a great time.
I have a great time when we're in the gold panning booth.
Yeah, meet lots of people,
Oh, heck yeah. Teach
Do not
people how to
believe-
use the gold claw.
and the kids are great. Just see the look on their face when they get a little gold. That's about priceless.
Oh yeah. What blows my mind every time, it never gets old, is seeing how many people get there right when the show opens and they stay there all day long. until
Oh,
the-
yeah. Here's a comment for you. Here's a comment for you. Tazzy Adventures. My wife bought the gold claw and I told her I would never use it. And now it's all I use. And I give her the round pan.
I like my round pans. They're my favorite catch pans.
Yeah.
They're great for catch
They're
pans.
great catch pans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they do make a good safety pan. But what's great about the kit, you know, you can use your pocket claw in your big claw. Just,
Right.
you know, shoot.
So
Man, with the dozer, you can use that as your kitchen sink.
do your dishes after dinner.
You can pan your pocket pan into that.
Oh, yeah.
Colleen, see what I can do, Colleen. Colleen Hogan goes, "Ah, come on, one more, Clint."
One more giveaway.
That's what she says. I'm just reading what she's.
Does she know I'm a softie?
I don't know.
Did you know he's a
Colleen?
softie, Colin?
People who ask tend to get more. Have you ever heard that statement?
That's right.
Squeaky
Do it.
wheel gets grease.
Because she
Yeah,
asked,
we'll
and
get-
only
we'll
because
get-
she asked, we're going to do one more full kit.
Ooh.
All right.
Gosh.
There you go, Colleen.
All right. Got you all back up. I'm going to clear this.
Well, I
One
got
more
to
full
get back
kit.
on there. Don't just easy now. Hold on.
Dennis Dayton says the gold claw is like driving an automatic. You have to give up the stick shift and drive the easy way.
That is a great analogy.
Yeah, I see it.
So with no experience, when you shake and tilt, it catches the gold.
Right.
At some point, just like with any tool, you will gain the feel of it. You'll suddenly catch what it's doing. And here's some of the nuances that I just don't have the time to see. When you first start to shake, there, I got this all in the box now. Let me get it back out. I'll use the little one because it fits on the screen. When you first start to shake, the pan is heavy because it's one solid mass. But with that first few kick, there's a kick you'll feel where it goes from heavy to light. And that's when the material in the pan goes from a solid mass to a state of liquefaction.
Right.
That's a feel you'll gain. And once you learn that feel, you'll learn how to get it into that state very quickly and how to keep it there. But you don't want it super sloshy because wide, long motions make big things float on top of small things. That's why with a round pan or any pan, the first thing you do is give it a bunch of big shakes in all directions because that makes the big rocks float to the top.
Right.
Same thing with gold. Gold will float on your black sands with big, wide, sloshy motions. And so you want short shaking motions. That lets the gold drop through the black sand. So there's these little nuanced things that you'll learn the feel of after you use it for a while, but it's designed for people who don't even know what's going on in the pan that it'll catch the gold for them.
Well, they don't have to. Well, right, because they don't have to. The difference between the new guy and someone who's been panning, they know how to pan the original way with the round.
That feel.
And it's a lot of it's muscle memory. A lot of these guys, they could do it with it. In fact, there's a challenge out right now, pan and blindfold.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
tempted
Yeah.
to do it with a gold claw, but that would be so unfair.
Check it out. I asked that question. Can I use a gold claw? No. No,
I
I can't.
asked the same thing in panning competitions at the gold shows.
Right. In fact, when we were in Indianapolis for the gold show and you guys had to take off, one of the things that Kevin kind of was complaining a little bit about is it kept running out of gold in the trough because so many people were using the gold claw.
Right, I remember.
That is a high quality problem. And we did a non-GPAA gold show. Now, the GPAA is really good about letting people soak that gold down to nothing. But we were in Denver at just a local gold show because we wanted to go to Denver. They're in our backyard. And we gave them 12 pans, just gifted them, said, put those in your panning area. An hour later, they came back with half of them. Said, we cannot have these pans in here. We're running out of gold. And an hour after that, they came back with all but one and said, we can only allow one in this booth.
Well, you know, the finish side makes such a good scraper on the bottom of the trough.
That's what I showed people at the gold show. I said, use this side, clean the bottom.
Yeah, that edge, it's sharp.
Yep.
Sharp
Yeah.
enough that you can get the gold off the bottom.
Yep.
And it's flat enough here that if you're on bedrock or if you're in the bottom of one of those bins, you can get a nice edge of gold, of scraping up that gold.
Yeah,
As opposed to a round pan, they have that rounded edge with a mold, and you cannot scrape gold off the bottom with that. You have to use a shovel.
and the great thing about your pan, Klint, or your device, your dig, I forget what it stands for.
DIGS, displacement induced gold separation.
Yes, thank you, Klint. What's so great about your product is you can take it from gravel to clean gold into the vial without it ever leaving the pan.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
what
that
Ed's
quite.
referring to is it's full. When you get to vertical, you're down to a tablespoon. When you finish this side, you're nearly down to the gold, and with a few taps, you have clean gold that you can run down this edge right here. And it's designed, I purposely made this corner sharp enough that you can literally pour it into your vial without a snuffer.
Well, that's what I use my pocket pan. That's how I dry it in my pocket pan and then slide it into my vial.
I forget my snuffer all the time, and I don't have to worry about it because I can just pour it right into the vial.
I'm gonna have to buy another pan.
Well, you haven't tried one of these pans, huh?
I've seen them. I've tried them. I've got probably 20 pans at the house, and I thought, well, you know, it looks like a good idea, but I get by with what I got.
You got to get to 30. There's more.
At least 23.
Right.
You're there.
Well, what's nice, you know, the what's really nice, especially the pocket pan, it literally does fit in your pocket, and you can take it anywhere and quickly sample areas without taking a bunch of equipment with you. And you can tell whether, you know, you're in a good gold area or not because it's so quick and easy. I mean, it's just simple.
Yeah,
Nice to be spoon in a pocket pan. Good to go.
You know,
What was that?
I said a good tablespoon out of the kitchen in your pocket pan, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
People
Pretty
like
much.
to finish their heavies in the kitchen watching TV. Why use a big 12-inch pan for a tablespoon of black sand?
Right.
Use the pocket pan.
Yep. I like my pocket. I use it. I use the big one out on the creek and use the small one at home. Just as, you know.
I end up using the pocket everywhere because it's just always with me.
Well,
It disappears in my laptop bag, and I fly everywhere. And that's the one I end up with me everywhere. I was just in Oregon panning up at the top of this crazy waterfall.
What part of Oregon?
Just, I don't know, an hour east of Portland.
Hour?
Yeah.
Up 84.
finding gold. It's just where my wife took me. So I had to go pan a little while she's looking at pretty waterfall.
Were you on the Hood River? Hood Canal's probably about an hour from Portland,
If
maybe.
you're driving along the Columbia River, it's that touristy spot where there's this massive waterfall. Maybe it's a half hour out of Portland. Not that far out of Portland.
Okay, well, yeah, quite a bit of spots like that in the gorge. But Eagle Creek has some nice little falls up it. Then you have Minolta Falls and Bridal Veil and
I think it could have been Bridal Veil. Yeah, she made me hike all the way up there. It was an hour.
Oh,
And then she let me play a little with my pocket pan.
No, that's good.
Klint, you ever get down in Texas, you give me a call.
That's
Absolutely.
That's our friend John Shaw.
What's up,
He's
John?
been here patiently. I'm sorry, John. We got so off base or
No problem.
carried away. I forgot all about you, brother.
He's in Teague.
I'm in Teague. My buddy TLT that I gave the gold call pan to is over by Tyler, and he's got places. Like I say, it's a lot of clay and what we call sugar sand, little light colored sands, and not a whole lot of black sands. But that I showed him that gold claw and showed him how to use it, and he had to have one. I had two, and he had to have one of them.
John's as bad as I am, giving
You're
stuff
nice to
away
give
all the
that
time.
away. So where in Texas are we talking? I'm in Houston all the time.
Oh.
Well, this is around Tyler.
Where's Tyler? I know Houston, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, from Houston, if you come up Highway 84 toward Dallas, I'm about 150 miles north of Houston.
We're about northwest of Houston somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little drive.
But
I'm gonna say
we
let's meet up and eat some barbecue, but that's a little ways.
yeah. But we got a place over in East Texas, little town called Gladewater. That's about as close as I'm going to tell anybody. But I found a place over there. I found No Tell 'em Creek over there.
Texas Bridge.
That is.
Don't go talking about No Tell 'em Creek.
I should have got that trademarked.
Yeah, no kidding.
What's the trademark? No Teller?
No Tell 'em Creek.
Tell 'em Creek.
No Tell 'em Creek.
We call it Nodal Ridge.
Well, see, there's an old legend. Back the Caddo Indians would take and mine out lead and sell it to the settlers. And one of the old Mexican settlers had an assay run off that lead that they were mining out, and it had trace of gold and silver in it. And I found a place where there, a creek that definitely has the gold in it, because I've been there and sampled it.
That's not the story where they built their sidewalks out of this lead material, and then they discovered how much gold was in it, and within 24 hours, all the sidewalks in the city were pulled up.
I hadn't heard that one, but
they were using a lead mud to make sidewalks.
Yeah.
And they figured out that if you smelt it, it's gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was what was it? 8. I think it come out to 5 grams per ton or something was what that assayed out at. And but back then, that was just too much work to get. Now that's kind of fun to get that much.
Chef Barry says in Virginia City, Nevada, in the day, they did the same thing with silver.
Yeah, we learned that on our tour out there. When we got there. That was in the mines. It was something that they didn't want. They brought out and paved the streets with it. And here was silver ore. So they had streets of silver.
That's the one. That's the story I'm thinking of.
Right. Richard, our buddy John Shaw here, he's our Texas miner. He mines his driveway.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I
found
was
it in my driveway.
Well, you heard about Steve Pomranke's driveway, haven't you?
Yeah.
The Minodoff guy went up there.
Yeah, Bob Urich went up there and he
Dave
cleaned out his
Urich.
tailings,
Dave
his back
Urich.
sands in his drive.
David
Steve
Urich.
Pomranke
David.
would take his tailings and dump them in his driveway.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard he got a couple ounces.
Yeah, and yeah, he went up and got a
wow.
couple ounces just out of his driveway. Just the small part he I don't know what he did. He sluiced it.
He had this monstrous contraption built though. Let me tell you. If you watch any of his videos, he had this contraption thing that he was
Really?
he made like a cube out of. There was a guy that was selling these little hand sluices like Doc's flow pan,
Yeah.
but it was little green thing with handles on it.
Seen
You
those,
know, okay, so I guess Dave bought him out, bought all his stock, and he built this 4 or 5 layer contraption that looked like a giant gold cube, and he was shoveling into that, and that's
I
where he
want
was
to go
getting
watch the
gold.
video now.
Yeah, he has some videos out there. It was
Well,
rather funny,
I'm not
but he was
surprised at
catching
all
the gold. So
that so I was making equipment up in Alaska, and we did some testing out in the Nome area and in other areas, and it was pretty consistent that people were losing up to 30 to 40% of their gold through the sluice and then through their finish work. So I'm not surprised that all that gold's in there.
no, yeah. And you know, if I am, because I've watched the old man pan, and it doesn't seem like he loses anything as slow as he goes.
He's very good at panning that super beach gold. But keep in mind that when you're making money, it's not like being at a creek where you found 10 flakes and you don't want to lose number 11.
Right.
If you can go twice as fast and lose 10% of your gold, you're dang near doubling your take home for the day. And so when you're considering the economics, you're not trying to keep all your gold. You're trying to maximize your daily gold output. Right.
You're just trying to get as much as you can, as cheap as you can, as fast as you can.
Before the season ends.
Yes.
Now there are times when you're mining, but you're limited. You have a small claim. You're not going to move to a new claim anytime soon, so you're going to slow it down and just get every single flake out of that. Just depends on what you're doing.
Well, Klint, I wish you the best of luck on this Kickstarter. I know all the rest of them went real quick, and so I jumped in on this one.
They were all I was pretty convinced before I started those that we could make it. This one is a stretch. I don't know if we're going to make this one, so any help people can give getting the word out would sure be good, because I would sure love to see this pan come out.
We've been waiting for it for a couple years.
Panning.
Yeah, I've done shared it out up to Canada and all around the little group I'm on Facebook or on YouTube. So, and
all right. Well, thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Not a problem.
Hey,
Anything for you, Clint. You know that.
What, John?
Is that first batch? Is that going to be the blue ones or?
Oh, actually, Colleen in there wanted to know colors on the big one.
First batch blue. If we get enough demand for another color, we might introduce another one. But it's really hard to get what color you want out of Kickstarter. They did not build that site very well. But we can do it. If there's enough demand, we'll add a color. If we meet our goal and surpass it, we'll add a color. But right now the plan is blue. 90% of people buy blue.
Yeah, blue or purple, either one would work for me.
I love the clear.
I'm partial to the clear. I love the clear, you know, but I'd love to have a psychedelic one.
You're switching from prospecting, where you're trying to see everything that's going on, to mining. It's mud.
I know.
Yeah.
But blue is actually better in that scenario than a clear one.
That's my next
But I like
favorite.
my clear one.
I love my. It's still my favorite. But
Still my
that's
favorite.
prospecting.
You know why? Because people can't believe you can see the gold in there. I think that's it.
Touch it to the water.
Yep. Pops right out.
So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you? It's been a while since I've been on your website, and while we've been talking, I bounced over to it and was looking, and you know, for that kit that you're selling with the gold and the gold claw and then the mini and the snuffer and all the stuff, did you lower the prices on that?
I did. We've been working hard to get those prices down. It used to be 60 and then it went to 50. And now it's down to 45.
Yeah,
By
$44.95.
next spring, we might even be able to drop that even more.
All right.
If we can get this big gold claw through this cycle, then that actually will help drop the cost of this, because the more products you can pool together through volumes, you can lower prices.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
that is a reasonable price. I think here shortly I'm going to order up my first gold claw, because that was
great.
one of the things that kind of steered me away from it, honestly, in the beginning. Is I thought, boy, that's pretty spendy. I can go buy a couple pans and, you know, get the job done.
Admittedly, it was spendy. And when you're starting a business, one of the biggest mistakes people make. So I consult, I help people with business. So I'm familiar with people falling on their face on this mistake. And that is, if you try and compete with a Chinese pan or like a big brand name that's got, you know, high volumes.
Garrett.
The same price point, you're guaranteed to fold, because you've got customer service costs you've got to figure out, you've got system costs you don't know. There's all these things. I mean, I to this date have not made a profit at those high prices. And I'm really glad that I was at those prices, because I guarantee you I would have had to fold by now had I started at the competitive price.
Right.
It's barrier to entry, and it's made in the USA. All that put together, it just takes time to get that price down, and we'll continue getting it down. It's just we got to get the volumes up, and then the prices can come down. And we got to get our systems established and robust and proven, because when your margin gets thin, there's not much room for mistake.
Right. Oh well, that's why on
a lot of pans for free. Let's put it that way.
I know one thing, Klint. When you had that 2-for-1 offer for the original, years ago, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get on it then.
Yeah, me too.
Bam.
Yeah, you jumped on that. What do you say we do that from now till midnight?
Oh, you hear that, Richard?
What? Do what?
Do what?
2-for-1.
2-for-1.
Yeah, I'll do a 2-for-1.
Any coupon code needed?
Yes, you will need a coupon code. So give me a second can I take a second and tell you what that?
Sure.
All right.
Well, sorry, Lindy. We're buying more pans, honey.
I can't stand it
Just
no more.
because you asked.
I can't help it. I got to do this.
I'll tell you what, Richard. It's gonna take you a little while to get used to this pan, to get used to actually use it.
But the more you use it,
right. I've got a couple of videos out there that show pretty well how to use it on my YouTube channel.
I'm gonna give it 100%. I've got a lot of concentrates I clean, so
yeah. Once you get the hang of how to use it, and once you figure out your speed, it'll just improve your how fast you can get through buckets of material.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do it. Coupon code.
So
throw it on your card, Dennis.
So we just
dang it, I should
discount. What do you guys want to name this that'll be easy to remember? We'll give it a name that matches your show.
all right.
FIYP.
flashing your pan. FYIP.
YIP.
That is the discount
FIYP.
code.
Oh yeah, FIYP.
So go buy anything on the website and you can get anything of that price or less. So basically put 2 things in your cart and one will be free, whichever is the lower price. Or if it's the same price, it'll be one of those. You'll get half off.
Is it case sensitive?
Well, I don't do this often. In fact, it's the second time I've done it. So I don't know all the ins and outs. So I hope it works well for you. But I think all you do is you select 2 products and you type in FIYP, and I doubt it's case sensitive, but it could be. I put it all caps.
Okay, well,
That's
let's
all
go
I
with
need.
caps.
So I gotta hit the go button here. So I gotta make sure I've set it up right. Get
Oh, Richard's
one.
all excited. Richard's all excited. Look at him.
I've been
It's
waiting
mine.
patiently.
It's mine.
I'm gonna do it. I'll pull the trigger.
So I'll open it up to everyone, and I won't even limit it. If you want to go in there and do it twice, that's fine.
There you go, Richard. Buy all you want.
I gotta be careful about that, but I'm gonna do a twofer. That's for sure.
It'll end at when the pumpkin turns, or when the cart turns back into a pumpkin.
All right. Midnight
It gives,
edition.
Midnight tonight.
it gives you an hour and 20 minutes, folks.
Maybe a little
FIYP.
past midnight, but basically be done because of the different time zones.
Right.
So nobody's wondering why it's midnight and it's not working.
Midnight, what?
What
Your
time
time?
zone? Central, Mountain.
I'm going far enough past midnight that everybody's good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna play around.
Doing it right now.
Richard's pulling the trigger on it.
So somebody go try it and see if it's working.
Richard's
I'm on
doing
my
it right
way.
now.
All right.
He's doing it right now.
En
All right.
route. Quantity. Blue original, blue pocket. Most popular. Gold Claw original plus pocket pan first gold experience kit.
Did I
Yep.
hear him right? He said his second set is pink. I think that's what I heard.
Negative. Nope, they'll use blue. And they'll love it. But see, my daughter's going to be all over that little gold deal. So,
Oh, I'll bet.
and,
Tassie's trying it too. Tassie's getting one.
yeah,
Nice.
doing it.
Flash in
All
your
right. So I guess I do a check out. Let's see. Check out.
So I just tried it. It seems to be working. So I think whatever happens, I hope I don't go bankrupt tonight.
All right. So let's see.
All right, ECP, he's got 2 gold claws. I don't even know how many I got anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think I got like 3.
I got
My
4.
my prototype pocket's on the shelf now with Klint's autograph. That'd be worth money someday.
You know, I've got a few pans with autographs I'm trying to decide what to do with.
Whose autographs? Yours?
Boat Captain Lady, Bering Sea Gold.
Oh, Emily.
Ah,
I got
Us?
Rydell's.
We still got some autograph pans around, don't we?
yeah,
I've got one.
I got a green one left for
I
a
like them
giveaway.
so much, I
someday.
might keep them for myself.
I don't think we've given ours away either.
Yep. Just put in the code and it did what you said it'd do.
I'm not sure if, well, good. It's working.
Sure, it is working.
It
Did they
didn't
take
get
your money
bankrupt
too?
me.
We're getting ready to do that.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I hear that Gold Claw might be featured on a Discovery Emily Rydell clean out.
Cool. Ooh, maybe show our sticker then too.
Yeah, a sticker or a towel. Maybe we should hold our towel up.
Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
She's pretty. She's pretty interesting lady.
she's approachable. She's down
Yes,
to earth.
friendly.
Very much so.
Very, very nice woman, I thought.
Yes.
I
Let's go
was.
follow her on Facebook.
I,
Buy some good gold at the show. She showed us a pretty big chunk of gold.
Oh, dude.
she was a lot different than I expected. She was really nice.
She has so many facets of talent too. I mean, she has her singing. She does.
Right.
She
She has
goes
a
around
YouTube
and
channel over
she does
singing.
these gold shows, you know, just to interact with the people. I think it's really neat that she does that. You don't see other people out doing that.
No.
Drop in on a show once in a while, but she routinely goes out and interacts and meets the people. I think that's really neat.
Wayne, I think you should just get a hold of Klint. I'm sure he'll talk to you. Wayne Nugget Brain.
Well, we do have another giveaway, I believe, that Colleen talked Clint into.
Oh, yeah.
We're just doing it to you tonight, aren't we, Clint?
What is she saying? She wants more?
No, you said you do another giveaway of a kit.
Yes, and then oh, good. I thought
We
you
haven't
said
done it yet. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet. We've been talking.
I could swear we did that. So many things have gone on in this short period of time.
Oh, you did
Well,
do
let's
the
see.
second one.
Let's do it.
I just realized I bought mine and I could have won one.
So
No,
if you win, cancel your order is what you're saying.
No,
Negative. No.
I'll
I'm
have
not
to
gonna take that
laugh. I'll have to laugh, Richard, if your name comes up this time. All right, drum roll, please. Count it off, Clint.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
Wayne Nugget Brain Peterson.
Wayne won one.
That is so staged. Do
Go,
it again.
Wayne.
That is so
There you go, Wayne. You got it.
Good job.
He says you've donated something to watch, but they've given them all away. And now he has one. Don't give it away, Wayne. It's yours.
Yeah,
Use it.
no doubt. You
No,
know,
that's okay. He can give it away. He'll end up with another one.
All right, there you go.
That's the way it goes. When you give things away, you tend to get another one.
I'm just about giving every one you've ever given me away. Pass them on to somebody.
So we need to find a way to get some more out to you.
Yeah, especially the purple ones for the vets.
I happen to know a guy that's selling them 2 for 1.
that's right. Till
You got a
midnight.
code or anything?
You sure do. FIYP, and it works.
Oh, cool.
Yep, all caps.
We'll have to spread the word.
Yep.
Well, in fact, here, everybody share this video. Share.
Richard, you've got muscle memory. You may not know this, but you have muscle memory. So you need to go to YouTube and you need to watch the how-to. Bear through it.
Mhm.
And there's another one that's shaking techniques. Bear through that one, and just really try to work those circular motions and dipping motions out of it. You're so used to the water pulling the material off that you're going to do it instinctively, and you have to. The shaking is just to put it in a state of liquefaction, and you let gravity run it off like a liquid, and then the gold tends to stay in the pan, and you literally get down to the gold very quickly.
Oh, and you know, here's a really cool thing about that. As you're doing that, you're watching all the material come off. You're watching all the material go off. Then all of a sudden, bam! There's the gold. It's just sitting right there. Once you get past those heavies, that gold sits in those little grooves, and it don't go anywhere. And it just pops out, and you're going, "Oh my gosh!"
And I'll guarantee you, for a while, you're going to not finish far enough. You're going to finish with too much black sand in there because you're used to that. With a round pan, you finish your blondes off and you leave the blacks in. Have you ever watched somebody pan? You do it instinctively without thinking, but watch yourself. You finish the blondes off and then you swirl your way down through the black because that's the hard part. With a gold claw, you strip through that black sand down to just a skiff. There's barely a skiff left. And so you're going to have to get that feel where you trust the pan to keep your gold and actually let that black sand go. And then when you tap it back, that last little bit, there's so little black sand left that you can easily get that gold out of there.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm not a big circular person. I'll do that, let's say in the very beginning, just to get it good, everything liquefied. And then I'm just a light shaker back and forth.
Well, you might already naturally do it right.
Yeah, so
May not
I
be a
should
big
be able
deal
to
for you
jump
to
right
stick.
into it, I think, and it's gonna be good. It
That's
looks
cool.
like
And even with the gold claw, you go in every direction for the first few seconds
Mhm.
just to get the big rocks to the top.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I ordered
Good.
them out. So
This might be
thank
easy
you.
for you. You're welcome. I'm glad we did this.
Heck yeah.
I hope some people go do the 2-for-1. That'll be good.
That's it. It's time to do it. You got a chance to get a 2-for-1. Do it. You know.
Oh,
It's a hell of a
definitely.
deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Wayne won.
Yeah. And he's still crying, wanting another one. He said, "If I give this one away, will
Good
Klint
for
take
Wayne.
care of me?"
Yeah, if I pay it forward.
I'm sure he will. So and then don't forget, people, if you order the purple one,
That's
Right.
right.
you donate to Wounded Warriors. Is that what it's for?
Yeah. Do you mind if I take a minute and tell that background a little bit?
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
not at all.
I think that's why I mentioned it.
Ken Snyder, he helped me for a while. I still feel like he's my ghost partner. He is a vet and he suffers from PTSD. And he found that the way he could calm the PTSD was to go out and just work his muscles out in nature, sluicing, digging, making holes in the ground. And the reward, you get some gold when you're done, and it's exciting. And he found that helped work it out of his system. It's not just in your head, it's in your muscle, all that tension and stress. And so it worked for him. And once he discovered that, he wanted other people to experience that release, that wind down that he experienced. So he started finding fellow veterans, and taking them out. And he's known as the American Prospector because he likes to help the veterans. And so when he teamed up, he's like, "Hey, Klint, do you mind if we do something?" And so what we came up with is Dennis Dayton and his purple pan. He won't stop talking about purple this, purple that.
Our little purple pirate.
That we went ahead and made a purple pan. And so we said, you know what, let's just combine the ideas. Whenever we sell a purple pan, we're going to donate to the Purple Heart Foundation and help those veterans out with PTSD and all those things that they're dealing with. So it's just a way for our community to give back is to the purple pan.
So if you're gonna order one, order the purple.
And every
And it
purple
helps
one
them
we do $1. And so a combo kit's actually 2 cans, so it's $2.
Very cool.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Good deal.
And of course, we have our Take a Bet prospecting project that we do.
That's good.
Because I'm a veteran also.
Yep,
Yeah.
so am I.
And so, yeah.
95.
Well, we thank you both for what you
And I use prospecting for the same thing. It helps me calm me down, helps me get through them hard times, that we go through as a combat vet. So yeah, it's very relaxing for me. Great thing. Best thing I ever got into is prospecting.
What I understand about it is that you would think it's something that people who experience combat experience, but it's way more come back with PTSD than that, because what I'm understanding is that people have a camaraderie, a brotherhood that when they get back, that's gone.
Right.
And a lot of the PTSD comes from that you're back in a society that's just, I mean, how else can you say it? But we just don't care about each other.
Well, here's the biggest problem that I saw.
It's become a me first world.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here, like with me, when I came back from Vietnam, I was in Vietnam and I was home the next day. There was no wind down period for for any of us since then, the last time they got wind down periods like that was in World War II. When those guys came back on ships, they had time to decompress from everything and talk to their friends who all experienced the same stuff, and they were able to deal with that themselves. Now you're over there. The next day you're home, out on the street. You're going, where am I? What am I doing? You know, it's not the same anymore. You know, it's not the same. But that's enough of that. I get too emotional sometimes about it.
It's okay, Jesse.
Yeah.
Well, veterans are my heroes, and they, you know, as rough as they can be on the edges, what they've done still stands tall, and you know, I just have a soft spot there.
Well, hey, you know, I'm you do what you gotta do, right? So yeah, you know, always thank a vet for the service, and Vietnam vets especially, welcome them home. That means a lot to a Vietnam vet to be welcome home, because we weren't.
I don't understand this generation, this me first generation, that just is entitled to this freedom we have. I don't get it.
Well, what's funny, those me entitlement generation are the ones swallowing the socialist path, and if they even knew.
They don't know any better, honestly. They don't know any different.
I think they don't know any better, and it just we get stuff. We just get stuff. We get to shout. We get to bully people. We get free stuff. We get it. I can't understand how that mentality is so it's so strong. It's everywhere, and these veterans enabled that, and it's like they have no clue just how fragile that is, and they're just squandering it. I don't get it.
I don't either. Sad.
Richard, you say you were in the service also?
Yes,
yes,
you did.
Yep, I was in from 91 to 95. I went in during Desert Storm. They didn't send me over there, but I was in during that time, and we were going to go and then, you know, back and hurry and wait. And
yeah, hurry up and wait. Get ready. You're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah. You're going. No, you're not. Wait here. No, you're going.
You know, here, I've met people who have come up to me and said, "Oh man, I wanted to go, but I couldn't. I really regret not going." And I tell them, "No, be glad. I'm glad you didn't go. I'm glad you didn't get sent over there. You don't want to be in combat. Nobody really wants to. Yeah, you got your gung ho's, you know, and that's fine. You need them too." But you know, it's not something that any of us really wanted to do. I mean, I know I didn't. You know,
no, when I was in there when we had that little situation in Somalia, and we sent the 19 C-130s with 82nd Airborne on them,
mm-hmm.
and we sent them there, but they ended up turning around and coming back. Well, I was part of that group, and everybody was, well, not everybody. Some of them were ready. You know, they wanted to go war and do all this, and I was more of a, holy crap, things are going to get real, you know, like I've got to go do this job. And
yeah, imagine coming out of high school at 19 years old, you're on your way overseas in charge of a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment that you learned how to fix it and I keep it flying. So, you know, so and then you're shipped off to someplace you have no idea where you're at, and and you're hearing about people getting killed. You're seeing buddies getting killed, and fortunately for me, I was support, so I wasn't in the fighting per se, but it was all around me. It was just constantly all around me, and they say ignorance is bliss, and it is.
Yeah, it doesn't. I know combat you know, their front lines, obviously you're going to see very bad things, but
Yes.
the support is just as important. You're keeping those soldiers fighting, you're keeping them in supplies, gear, food, ammo, you name it.
Well,
And
well
just
here,
as easy, your post or where you were working would easily have been destroyed. So
yes.
there is no place safe.
No, 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 there isn't.
Just
Well,
as
here,
vulnerable
and,
as
and what
anybody
you were
else.
just saying about that support, I was support.
Yep.
When I came back, that was part of my PTSD, was that I felt guilty. I wasn't actually fighting and killing and biting off heads and all this stuff, you know. And I kind of felt guilty because here I was just a mechanic. I was a helicopter mechanic. Well, I found out later that I was appreciated a lot more than I even had any idea. I went to DC one year during Memorial weekend, and the guys that came up to me and thanked me and hugged me and told me they were so happy I was there. It just totally blew my mind, you know. So
Well, yeah, because of your work,
Right.
look how many lives you were a direct result of saving. Because you got that bird back up in the air, or you did your job,
right, I kept her flying.
made that bird be able to go get these soldiers that are in a hot DZ and getting killed and shot
Yep.
because of the
yeah.
work that you did. So
Right. Well, see, and that was, and then here we go. Once you let that out of the bottle, you can't put it back. You can't hide that no more. You
Right.
have to deal with it now.
no,
So,
that's heavy stuff, bro.
yeah, it is. And I really try not to talk too much about it because I do get emotional. It's very
bet.
heavy on my heart, you know.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
lost a lot.
the other group that I can appreciate is I travel every week. So I leave my kids and family home. And these soldiers, they don't just travel every week and see them on the weekends. They're gone.
Right, they're gone. They're
So
not.
you got these families at home trying to hold the pieces together. You know, they're my heroes as well.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish they would do more for the families.
I wish they would. I think some of the families are broken because they don't get enough support while their soldiers are doing their job.
Right. I'm really happy for Towers to Tunnels. I think that's a good organization. I don't know. I've never researched them that well, but I like what they're doing. You know, they build homes for vets, not for the vets, but for the families of deceased vets and first responders. They pay off the mortgages or build them houses. So I think that's a really cool thing.
It takes a team all the way around.
People they get to.
Yep.
And how many people they don't get to.
Yep. Okay, now we're getting too deep here. This must be a fun. This must be a fun show.
We got people going to have nightmares now tonight.
Me. It's funny though. I still hear helicopters, and I can still tell what kind of helicopter it is. Even today, you know, if one goes by, I can tell whether it's a civilian helicopter or military. If it's military, I can tell you what kind of helicopter it is.
Yeah.
I still hear it. Yeah, I know. I just realized that a couple of weeks ago, actually, sitting here in the house and I hear a helicopter. I'm going, what's that? But that doesn't sound right. It's not a ambulance. It's not a life flight.
Mhm.
And I'm going, that's a military helicopter. And as I started walking out to the front door, before I even got to the front door, I knew exactly what it was. And there was two of them, and it was two Chinooks. And I knew it. And I go, oh no, it's still there. Well, because when I was over in Nam, it was 24/7 helicopters, 24/7, all kinds. So I knew what they were.
All right, folks. What else is there to do?
Since I have to wake up at 4 o'clock and still have post-production stuff, it's probably time to say so long, farewell.
Well, thank you for having me out and letting people know that there's that Kickstarter. Really appreciate it.
Hey,
You're
you know
more
what?
than welcome, Clint.
Thanks for coming
you.
out here and
Being so
one of our friends.
generous.
Yeah, sorry to scare you so bad by not showing up right at the beginning.
It was Tuesday night open line Tuesday night anyway. So I was hoping you'd show up, but I'm glad you did. Thank you very much for being so generous.
Just send me those names over, all the giveaways. I'll get them shipped out.
Very cool.
Out tomorrow.
Yep. Oh,
Except for
that'd be.
Wayne's, I'm gonna wait a day on his.
Put it on a horse.
Run.
Yeah. Make him come pick it up. There you go.
Right.
But I'll get those to you before I go to bed, Clint, through Facebook Messenger.
Okay, great. Yeah, whenever you get to it.
And Richard, thank you very much for joining us and hanging out with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
Thank you, everybody.
I've been wanting to get you on for a while, and I think I talked to you a while back about it, a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I was happy to see you in here tonight. I like talking to you guys.
Yeah, no, it's been fun, and yeah, everybody, I know they're up there working hard right now. I talk to them every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a pretty good season.
Cool.
And also, I'm going to be throwing up some stuff on Addicted to Bedrock here this fall. We've been doing a lot of GoPro footage. This isn't going to be discovery stuff. This is just, homegrown in the bedroom kind of thing, throwing it together and just kind of showing the trip. I still don't know if we're going to hit a bunch of gold. I mean,
that's all part of the adventure, right, Richard?
Right. Oh, yeah.
There's no guarantees in gold mining.
No, sir, there is not. But we have filmed, from the very start, even getting the equipment in there, and I'll film all the way until it's time to get it out. So we're just local boys, just prospecting.
Hey, and don't forget to come back and check it out and come back on and tell us how you're doing, what's happening.
Heck yeah. No, this is fun, guys. I'm really glad I found you guys and started watching it. And then finally I thought, you know what? I heard it was open mic tonight.
There we go.
I'm
right.
Yeah. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Hey, that's what it's all about, man. We
If you want giveaways for your show, let me know. I'll get you something.
What was that?
Just letting Richard know if he wants some giveaways for his people.
Oh,
just let me know. I'll get you something.
Well, thank you, sir. I've got a couple, like Armadillo. I was going to throw them on there because they've been a huge help.
Great store.
And I'll work that claw hard, and if you don't mind, I got a hunch I'm going to fall in love with it. I might throw up your little emblem or something. I'll get a hold of you and, make it fun. So it kind of looks semi-professional, but very not.
Yeah.
It works.
There's nobody professional here.
No.
You can tell by the interview, right? There was absolutely nothing professional about this interview.
What's awesome about it is that it's real.
That's the only thing we can guarantee. That's going to be real. Might get a bunch of stupid questions, might get one or two good ones, but it's mostly about having fun and just learn a little bit about, our guests.
How I look at it, Richard, these nights especially, open line Tuesdays, it's family and friends sitting around BSing about our lifestyle.
Yeah.
And what I love most about YouTube is sharing our lifestyle with the world and building our community global.
Yes. And the more united we are, the stronger we are.
That's right.
Hopefully, we can eventually start chipping away at these ridiculous, frivolous laws and restrictions that are being applied to us by
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there because.
Don't get us started. It'll
be this will be another hour or 2 hours.
At the end of it. So yeah, either way, you know what I'm saying. The only thing we were missing here is sitting around a campfire, which it's pretty close doing it like this. It's pretty neat.
Yep. Oh, well, man, we'll work on that too.
Have the fire.
You know, I like sitting around the campfire, telling about all the pounds of gold we didn't find.
Right, where it could be or where it should be.
Right.
Where I think it is.
Oh, well. Someday soon. What are you saying?
Never know.
Yeah, you never
All right.
know.
Well, good night, folks.
Good night,
Thank-
Richard. It was a pleasure having you on.
Take it easy.
Take care,
Hope to
everybody.
see you again.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Clint. Richard, it was awesome. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
And Clint, you're the best, dude.
Thank you.
I can't wait till we see you again, Clint. It's always a pleasure when we
Yeah.
see you at the Gold Show.
Just let me know. I'll be back on.
It was a pleasure meeting your boy too. He's
Hey,
a good kid.
anytime you want to come on and hang out, you can. There's no schedule. You can
I
come on.
heard something about September. Just set it up.
All right. Well, I'm filled up for September now, so I'm working on October. We'll talk, my friend.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, Clint.
See you, Clint.
All right, show your mug, Dano.
No, I don't have it.
There's a big block right there with Dano. Dano!
Are you happy now?
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm
Dano.
very happy.
So a good show tonight.
Excellent show tonight.
I hope everybody liked it out there.
Great callers, John, Dennis, Clint, Richard was a great bonus. Clint Washburn was a great bonus to the show.
Yep.
Spike
Dennis.
Littlejohn.
Dennis the Dayton was on.
Yeah. I am happy, Placer Chaser.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy, but gee whiz.
After 11?
I'm gonna plug patronages now. The more patrons we get, the bigger we can grow in that department and eventually get some lease properties and maybe too some claims out west, along with bigger and better prizes. But I do need the Flash Fam help in that area.
Right.
Because it all comes out of my pocket one way or another, unless a guest like tonight is willing to do a giveaway. Hi, Barb.
Hi, Barb.
Peace.
Peace.
Good
All
night.
right, that's enough of that shameful plug. But everybody, thank you all for being part of the Flash Fam, because believe me, I would not be doing none of this. We would not be doing any of this if it wasn't for all of you totally awesome radical people out there. So until next time, next week, we have J3B from Ontario joining us. He's a
cool.
metal detectorist from the Great White North. A really good guy. I'm looking forward to that show. And all of you out there have an excellent weekend. Get out this weekend or whenever you can. Get that shiny. Until then, may you always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what he's going to say next.
You know, I am, because it happens, right, guys?
Yep. Ask Placer Chaser. Ask
Yeah.
a bunch of these people on here.
Yeah, shoot. One day I hope it's Brad in Tasmania. You know, maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river. Until then, know what? We're out of here.
Go to bed.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, Ed.
Good night, Dano.
Oh,
Jesse.
Good night, Terry Carter. You got here just a little too late.
Hey, better late than never, Terry. Bill, Taz, Joe, all the rest of you, Bob, thank you very much.